Welcome into the Chemistry Podcast, episode number 288, fueled by First Form, baby.
Yoink.
Dude, you just splashed everywhere.
No, I didn't.
No, you did. Look at that.
I didn't.
Maddie, can we get a napkin?
No, Maddie, I got it, homie. I got it.
Well, no, Maddie does things for us. Like
I clean this off.
No, I don't like him cleaning for you, but Maddie doesn't
You
mind
ask
doing
him
that.
for way more things than I ask Maddie, okay? Hey, can I just say real quick, just so all you guys know, that we got new listeners and new fans every single day, especially on YouTube.
Oh.
Andy and I probably shoot the shit for the first 30 minutes.
Oh, you're letting that one guy know? One guy sent a message, so Cam thinks everybody thinks that.
There's a couple.
Go ahead.
And when you think that a podcast is going to talk hockey right off the bat, and they don't, and we talk sandals for 20 minutes, which I was chirping your feet, and the people that know us love that, but the people that are just tuning in are like, why aren't you talking hockey? We don't. We shoot the shit for 30 minutes, then we get into hockey, then we get in the interview.
Well,
that's all.
Hey, thanks
no
for...
big deal. I cuss a lot.
Oh, God.
Sometimes I'm drinking. Well, a lot of times I'm drinking too. And then we don't get into hockey for like 30 minutes. Okay. So there you go. Is that cool?
Yeah. Most people probably know that. Well, welcome them into the show.
Welcome. We want you guys to stay. So we just wanted to let you know, and we're gonna put that on all of our clips too. The rundown of us just bullshitting.
Yeah, you got to let the people know.
Because we get into everything, but we're giving you guys like 3 hours. So we're like, we got to shoot the shit.
If one person comments, he thinks that's like the universal thought among everybody.
I think that's the universal thought whenever they're new, and they think that we're going to get in like Elliot would do or whoever. They get right into hockey.
Listen, we don't. I just say, and we're going to talk a lot of hockey in this edition, but because there's actually interesting things to talk about. Yeah. We don't force it. This is not a hockey podcast. It just so happens to have the biggest names in the history of hockey come on there, and
we do talk
Cam's
hockey.
A player, and I have covered the league for a long time, and we just talk hockey because we love to talk hockey. But we don't come in here being like, we gotta be hockey, we gotta like break down power plays. And,
no, I'm not doing that.
You know, so every show takes on a life of its own. It's almost like a playoff game.
Yeah, and a lot of people just listen to our bullshit talk and don't even listen to the interview. Like, it is what it is. So we just want people to know.
But
we're not going to change anything.
Last week, I bet you, because some of these LA King fans probably, Todd McClellan is on this podcast. Haven't heard him speak too much since he was fired by Blakey.
Yeah.
That's Rob Blake.
Yeah, I know.
He's a Hall of Famer.
I played against him.
Probably would text him and get some information.
Why don't you get him on?
I've tried.
Really?
And
he's staying out of all of it?
Well, a little bit. We had Luke Robitaille on, who's the president of the team. So we've had some LA Kings people join us on the show. We had Bruce McNall on, who used to own the team. We've had Wayne Gretzky on. We've had lots of current former Kings. Former Kings. But Rob Blake, it's not really his thing. He's kind of a quiet guy. If you ever heard him interviewed and stuff like that, doesn't say a whole lot. But I bet you this fan, he was tuning in, Cam. He wanted to hear what Todd had to say.
Skip to the fucking
you're wasting time at the beginning.
I'm wasting time.
You're wasting time at the beginning.
We both waste time. Andy's like the worst. Andy's good at a lot of things, man. Interviewing. He knows the game. But when he tells a story on this podcast, like it goes on and on. It's like, and I was at the gas station and it was a gas station. And then it's funny. I'm at the gas station and then the guy pulls up and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Let's go, Andy. Let's go. Finish the damn story. So maybe we go on a little too long with stuff like that. But hey, we're here to entertain you and that's it, man.
Can I tell you, after last week's show, I have been very under the weather. I mean, fighting through it, of course.
You look sick.
Do I?
No. That's what, what's his name said to me the other day.
Who did?
Mark Bergevin.
Oh, yeah.
Such a smart ass.
Speaking of the LA Kings.
Yeah, Marky Bergevin comes up to me and goes, at the Chaser thing a couple weeks ago. I go, what's up, Berge? How you doing, man? You look good. He goes,
You look sick.
You okay? I go, yeah. He goes, you look sick. And I'm like, motherfucker.
I don't think
sorry,
he
I
was
shouldn't
joking.
cuss.
Oh, my God. I had a very reputable
who was it?
hockey person.
Who was it?
I don't want to say who it was.
He's an agent in St. Louis?
No.
Oh.
Agent in St. Louis? No, he's not. But he's a very well-known name throughout the hockey world. And we were talking about a number of different things this morning, and he said, what's the over-under? How many times Cam drops an F-bomb on the show? He's 50? New. He was new to the show.
Is he a grown man?
He sees the clips all the time.
Is he a grown man?
Somebody else.
Is he a grown man?
He
doesn't like the cussing?
Who was it? He's a grown man.
What's his name?
Oh, I got to give a shout out to Sniper's Edge. It's a hockey company.
Yeah.
They sent me a bunch of stuff, dude. Ty's been dangling through like he's got the passer and all that stuff, and he's stick handling through the apparatus they have. Well, I'm just saying. So this was at Christmas time.
Oh yeah.
Like at Christmas, I got a bunch of stuff from them for Christmas. It's like hockey stuff. But he sent me a message saying that he's been loving the podcast, except his son was in the car. And
I can't cater to the kids, man. Like, what do we do?
Son in the car.
I'll try hard, dude. I'll try hard to chill out, I guess, a little bit. But
his son might be in the car.
Well, I can't cater to 8-year-old kids, man.
I told him
I'm sorry, you know. But if you're a grown adult, it's like, I'm sorry about that.
I told him,
never been in a locker room before?
You said the minimum age is
it's
you
13,
said 14
14
at one point in time,
14.
but then you reduced it to 12.
I'd say 13, 14.
Do you know how many times I walk into the locker room with Ty at the rink, and a kid walks in and be like, "I was just listening to your podcast." I'm like, "Oh
no,
God.
That ain't good."
On the way to
it's
the
not
rink
good
with the dad.
Yeah, it's all good.
So talk to the kids, dude.
No,
I'd like to have you talk to them.
If you're 13, 14, and we're cussing.
Cam, you have the floor. Go ahead and talk to them.
Well, if you're 13 and 14, I think you're okay. Like, guys are cussing in the locker room. It's
all
good.
I don't. They're 7.
Well, 7-year-old don't listen, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, do you have your 7-year-old put on HBO at night? Like, no, you're not.
God,
you know what I mean?
No, but they watch YouTube, and all of a sudden, like something's on. I'll be like, turn that off.
Well, there's cussing on YouTube all over the place, so you better find out what your kid's looking up on YouTube too. I'm not the only one that throws F-bombs around. But if you're a grown adult and you're like turned off by him, like, sorry about that, man.
Sorry,
dude. Like, there's other things, man. We just do our thing. I cuss here and there. It's all good. I'll chill today. Watch. You'll see.
Did you see Thailand beat another hockey team like 100-0?
Thailand?
Yeah, Thailand. They have a team.
They got their own problems.
Thailand? I had really good Thai food over the weekend because I've been very sick. Actually, this sinus infection that I have, I thought maybe you gave it to me probably.
No, I don't give.
Because every time I get sick, it's like after Cam's in my car, he gets a little bit close or whatever, then I get sick.
I'm never
This
sick.
guy's always sick.
I am?
Yeah.
Liar, dude. I don't get sick at all. I told you I got sick the first time in 11 years.
Oh, did you get a cold sore?
No. Oh, God. I don't get those anymore. Nasty cold sore. Right. My first day in high school in Windsor, I got a cold sore.
Oh,
it was the most embarrassing thing ever.
First day
of high school, and I was so worried about it that I took a knife and I burnt the knife and I cut it open.
That's not what you do.
No, I cut it open the day before my first day of school, and it fucking got infected. Pardon me. It got infected.
Oh my God, the kids.
It just, and there's bubbles all over my face. I went to high school, and then half the girls in high school had it too. So, wasn't good.
Dated a girl in college who had
I was spreading bacteria.
Who would get them?
I was spreading bacteria. It was on my face. It's got awful.
Hey, listen, it's
terrible.
It happens. Though. Do you get them frequently?
My mom said that I once you get one, I think they're always there.
Yeah, because it's a form of herpes. Like, you have herpes, dude.
It's not on my wee-wee. Zithromax.
Hey, you know what? We're not judging anybody out there that has to deal with stuff like that.
Well, if you're still banging girls and you know you got herpes, then you're a jackass. I know guys I played junior with. Holy shit, man.
Dude,
I knew a guy I played junior with in Guelph. He had it so bad. He would take his shirt off. It was all the way up his chest, dude. He had to take 3 weeks off. Nicest guy in the world. And he got it from some girl. And there's other guys on that team that knew that and still dipped into that.
Oh, my God.
Know.
Would you do that?
No. No. You're rolling the dice one way or the other.
Have you ever rolled the dice?
God, yeah.
In a situation like that?
Big time, dude. I rolled the dice in many situations. Not good. Mm-hmm. Not good at all. Scared the hell out of me. I was more worried about getting a girl pregnant than anything else. Or having her be like upset or
Little
something.
did you know that's a non-issue.
Little did I know I could have been blowing loads on everybody. It didn't matter.
I mean,
it might have mattered.
Not to make fun of the situation.
No, but I think I was fertile then.
Mm-hmm. Oh, were you?
I think so. I think it worn off.
Oh, you think you're not fertile?
In fact, I knew I was. I just
You knew you were.
Yeah.
Explain
when
that.
I was young.
Did you take a test?
Oh, I just knew I was.
Oh.
And then
you just know it?
Yeah, at a young age. But then when you get older, I guess who knows what I did, but it's all
I hope that guy's doing okay now.
Oh man, dude. Where I take that shirt off. Oh,
it wasn't like
God.
Spezza or anybody like that.
No.
Well,
this
you
was
played
in
with him in Guelph. Ryan Callahan.
It wasn't Callie. No, it wasn't.
I know it wasn't.
He was a fourth line.
You're doing
guy.
a great job on TV, Callie. Good
He's
job,
doing a
man.
dang good job.
You keep that going.
He's doing a dang good job.
Yes,
and so is Biz. And you know who I love? I love Hank on there.
Hank.
I just thought at first he was just kind of like, you got to turn the volume up.
No, you got to listen to what he says.
So interesting. He's so interesting. And look, I'll give you a little shout out to like Shaq and Charles Barkley, who don't need the TNT hockey broadcast for any help whatsoever with blowing up the NBA. But those guys always come over. They're hanging out with Biz. They start getting a little relationship with Biz. Biz doing funny stuff with them. I like it.
Yeah, I think Charles likes hockey.
He does. Shaq doesn't give a damn.
Do you think the league is like, we sometimes I can look at it a couple different ways. It's like, and I love Shaq, man. He's everywhere.
So funny, dude.
And he's a lot more funny on social media than he is on the NBA show.
I disagree.
Oh, no, he's very stoic on the NBA show.
Oh, he's hilarious.
And they fight and stuff like that.
That's why I like him. No, he's serious, and then Charles would be such a goof to him.
He gets his feelings
He gets pissed, and I love that.
Really pissed.
It's good. It's emotion.
Yeah, no,
I love it.
Dude, I'm not chirping that shit. They're
but if
amazing.
Biz went over to the NBA TNT, they'd be like, who's this motherfucker?
No,
Get him out of here.
I know, but, that's kind of the hockey way always, has been for years. It's like,
catch up.
We need, like, the celebrities who are attached to other things to come and, like, raise our profile.
Yeah. Well, that's what you do.
I guess.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how you blow stuff up and you pump it up. The hockey's not there yet, but you get Shaq.
But you got Wayne Gretzky on the panel and stuff.
You got Biz and Gretter.
Yeah.
Who are absolutely hilarious.
Wayne kills me on there.
Wayne's hilarious, dude.
He goes from, like, truly breaking it down to, like, okay, I'm done. Get me
I don't
out
give
of
a
here.
shit. Okay. Exactly right.
I'm
give a
done.
damn. Sorry.
Oh, well, that's two.
There's children and there's grown men. There's grown men that are affected by it.
Oh, the grown men don't
like it. The
grown
men. Hey. I'm cussing again. You're a grown man.
Gretzky goes from, like, breaking it down to telling, like, incredible J.P. Parisi stories.
Yeah.
To
rest in peace.
Talking about, some historic perspective of the game.
No, he's great, dude. Every time he talks, I'm listening.
Okay, I'm done.
I'm done.
I want to get the fuck out of here.
Charles the other day is like, fucking, he's like, pardon. He
goes,
my God, he's just sitting there waiting. He's like falling asleep. Like, Charles, you okay? He's like, do we have to wait for LeBron to get out of the shower? Can we just move along?
Oh,
we have to
wait. Waiting to show his press conference.
LeBron's such a nerd, though. God, anytime, I always look at it like this, when guys are playing really bad, they veer off because they're so sick of explaining why they're not playing well. And they always, some of the guys, a lot of people don't, they put the onus on themselves. But when you get to a point where you're playing bad and you're like, you say something like, I have a family to think about. Like, okay.
No. Here's what he said.
No, this is not just LeBron. Yeah. This is like Rendon from Anthony Rendon, who plays baseball, just signed for like $180 million. He's terrible. And they're like, what's going on with you? It doesn't matter. I have a family to think about. Oh, really? You have a family to think about? What, we don't? We're all thinking about our family.
I get it.
You're not pitching. You're not batting. You're not doing a damn thing. You're not playing well. And then they'll go to, it's just basketball. It's just hockey. What do you mean it's just basketball?
That's what I was going to say.
It's a business, man.
That's what LeBron.
Yep.
It's just basketball.
Or he'll read a Malcolm X book upside down, like he's like really into it. And they're like, what's your favorite chapter? He's like, they're all good.
They did that to Trump when they asked him what's his
favorite
Bible
Bible? Of course. He had no idea. Trump had no idea. He's like, that's a personal thing.
That's very personal. They're like, you like the Old Testament or the New Testament?
He's like, they're both great. They're both great.
Hey, but you know what?
Do you get what I'm saying with that?
Well, I can freeze up with some of that stuff too. I could say, hey, like I like, this musician or something like that, and you could be like, what's your favorite song? And I'll blank it out.
Oh, I've done that to you a million times.
I know. I'll blank because I don't like regurgitate.
Well, you haven't really listened to him that much.
That's not true.
Because you could ask me Pearl Jam, I'll give you 50 freaking.
Did you see Eddie Vedder and not Moses Malone, but Post Malone singing together? Better Man.
Yeah, Post Malone sounded terrible.
Kind of did.
Sound terrible.
But I think he's talented.
Very talented. He's cool as hell.
He sang at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
America Beautiful or the National Anthem, one of those.
Thought he did a damn good job.
I was like, damn, I didn't know he had that type of ability. Kind of like Lizzo, who's very well-rounded.
Weirdo. She'd be all over you. You'd be braiding her hair. She'd own you, dude.
Oh, she would.
She'll get sexual with you, make you do weird-ass things. And speaking of that, Lizzo.
Oh, PK. Do he and Messier hate each other?
I would say no. PK's pretty good, dude. At least he's different. Now, the whole hammer thing, when you brag about how big your own penis is.
Explain what he said.
He said, and who teed him up? What's his name?
Steve Levy.
Steve Levy's like, say it.
He was like, say it on TV.
Say it on TV.
Did he know he was going to say that?
I think so.
Because I think they was talked.
No, I think they knew, Andy. I think they knew, which is not funny at all. And I don't give a damn about anything. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm pretty easygoing. Like I don't care about cussing. I don't care about any of that stuff. But when you brag about your own wee-wee.
Evidently.
That I got a big hammer on me. Like, it's just not funny. The way that was, it wasn't funny. It was cringe. And Levy's like, hey, tell the camera that. And then all of a sudden Levy at the end is like, yeah, that's what I heard. That you have a big dong.
What's funny is when you say that about like Roman Polak or something like that.
There it is.
You know what I mean?
If I'm saying something about somebody's got a huge
but
wang.
But if you're talking about
yourself,
own
then
hammer,
you look like unless you say it's small. If you chirp yourself for having a small penis, that's funny. But when you brag about having a big one, you look like an idiot.
I haven't heard too many people chirp themselves about having a
small
one.
Howard Stern used to do it all the time. It's the funniest thing in the world.
What do you think of Biden and Howard Stern?
Oh, I don't know. Biden must have took an Adderall during that because he was actually pretty decent.
Okay,
he didn't ask many hard questions.
The YouTube audience doesn't like it when you go political, so I
didn't say anything. Why are you bringing it up then?
Okay, can we get back to PK?
Why are you bringing it up then?
Because you said Howard Stern, and I was listening to a couple.
Well, you brought it.
Clips.
Howard Stern used to be cool.
Yeah. Oh, he's not anymore.
No, God, no.
Really?
He sold his soul, baby.
To what? To satellite radio?
No. He doesn't. He used to be everything he's not today.
Is he woke?
God, yeah. In every way. He's sitting in his basement in the Hamptons with a fucking mask on, doing the show from, or Martha's Vineyard, wherever he's at, his $200 million house, which I would have too. But he's exactly now what he used to make fun of and used to grill people on. He is that person.
Really?
And so I like his interviews.
Maybe he's health compromised.
Well, whatever. But if I'm him too, and you go that long, either you stay the same or you're like, you know what? I don't need to be controversial anymore. I'm already making so much money. Mm-hmm. I might as well just get woke so no one bashes me and my family, and I can live an easier life.
I can just maintain my legacy.
100%. I'd rather have people like me and the old school listeners chirp him than people saying, whoa, you said the wrong thing. I want to get you fired and canceled and blah, 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 blah. So,
God.
But you are soft now, and he has.
Wouldn't he have gotten himself canceled based on what he used to say?
Andy, the things he used to do.
Yeah,
if you go back,
like racial, all that type of stuff.
Oh my God, the things he got away with was unbelievable. Really, sexualizing women. Oh God. Yeah. Married women that would walk in.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
crazy.
You're telling me now, maybe he's got daughters, right?
Yeah, he's got
a little
3 daughters.
older.
No one talks about them. He hides them.
But maybe they're the ones that have said, hey, listen.
Hey, you got to stop. I'm taking a beating now. I don't want you to get canceled at this age after you built this empire.
And now he just makes money just based on being Howard Stern. He probably doesn't have to live up.
Dude, he works like 2 times a week and stuff like that. So anyway, about PK Subban, though.
He was very inspirational for me back in the day.
Dude, he was awesome.
He did that movie,
Private Parts.
And
great.
It was very relatable because
you don't even listen to him, dude.
No, because I started at those small.
Name me some of the whack packers. Who are the whack packers?
Hold on, I started at some of those small radio stations that he worked at, where you are the news guy, the weather guy, the DJ,
yoink,
the news. You're out in public doing this and that. I did a lot. Man. I worked at a lot of. I made no money. Working at small radio stations.
Everybody in radio.
A lot of people did.
I like how Andy ties himself to the biggest people on the planet. But I can relate to Howard Stern.
That movie was very relatable.
Really good. But Paul Giamatti was fantastic.
So it was like an inspiration to want to get into the business.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with saying that.
No, I know. But you act like you listened to Howard Stern back in the day. I bet you haven't.
Oh, I did.
Name me a whack packer. Name me the whack packers.
I don't know the.
How do you not? That's part of their show.
I know, but I didn't.
Who's the producer?
Robin.
No. Who's the producer?
I forget the game.
Wow.
The Italian guy, Gary. Yeah.
What's his last name?
Italian guy.
You don't know Gary Delabate? What's his nickname?
Couldn't tell you.
Baba Booey? See what I mean? Yeah, he's a huge fan of Howard Stern. That's what I mean. So I don't mean to be like that to Andy, but sometimes I gotta call Andy out because he'd be like, I know this. I'm with this. I got connected with that. You don't even know Baba Booey. You didn't watch.
I don't remember all the names and stuff. But I was very familiar.
I got into Howard later on in life because he didn't.
No, but I would
listen
to it in the car, dude. I would.
When
I first got Sirius XM. I remember listening to him all the time. I used to watch his show on television.
On E, it's pretty cool.
My brother would really
naked girls on.
He would watch it. He'd really get into it. He's very inspiring to me.
Yeah, I bet he was. That's so funny, dude.
Oh, my God.
I love calling you out.
Hey, so PK, listen, a lot of people are like questioning.
Huge dong, apparently.
He says so. He says so.
It just sounds corny when you do that. Like, make fun of yourself. That's not you're bragging.
I will say this about PK. PK Subban loves being on television. I think he loves doing this more than playing hockey.
I think he's pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I do. And I think Mess compliments him well, too.
Well, I like it. I like their studio show way more than I used to.
So do I.
They're
a little edgy.
No, they're just kind of like unpredictable. I don't know where they're going.
Exactly.
I think Steve Levy does a hell of a job as the point guy.
Yeah.
They don't have too many people on there. I think TNT does a great job, but sometimes there's a lot of people on the set, and you can only have so many.
I think they're all good. I thought Colby Armstrong was hilarious the other day, too.
He is. No, they're all good, whoever they bring on, but sometimes less is more. I think ESPN has fewer people. It's not as good of a show as TNT, but you see some of these NFL pregame shows, Cam. They bring on they've got 15 people on the desk. Sometimes it's too much.
Yeah, I get that. I think TNT's doing a great job.
Oh, they are. I didn't say they weren't. So
I didn't say you did.
You're trying to
No. I know when to do that.
I'm not chirping.
I know when to do that. You're not chirping them. I'm not saying that you are. No. When you say that you and Howard Stern were really close growing up, I'm going to call you out on that.
Hey, but can I ask you this? A lot of people are saying that they sense and they feel the tension between Mark Messier and PK. Do you think ESPN is trying to be TNT? Just like their basketball coverage over the years, they want to be TNT. Now the hockey wants to be TNT. So they keep it loose. I didn't feel like it felt very authentic for a long time. It felt forced. They were trying to be something that the personalities on the set really didn't match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just wasn't working. And I feel like now it's gotten even when he said the comment about his own hammer, I mean, Messier's laughing. But a lot of people are asking whether or not maybe there's some tension between the two and they don't like each other.
I don't know. Maybe. I hope if there is.
You haven't heard that? You haven't seen that?
No, 100%.
Oh, okay, I'm not throwing this out of
No, but when I'm watching it, I don't. I would think that if you said a comment like that, Mess would be like, good God, and roll his eyes. He didn't. He laughed.
Right.
Maybe it's fake. I don't know. But I don't notice it too much, but I bet you there is.
He probably gets annoyed.
Hell yeah, he does. Of course.
It's a long night.
It's you get annoyed with me. I get annoyed with you once in a while. It's all good. Yeah. But it's entertaining. As long as we're entertaining people, that's all that matters. Mm-hmm. And I watch my cussing.
You've been relatively good on that.
Pretty good so far.
So far today, you have been.
When you throw a big dog that said that, you give me the over-under, I'm like, dang, maybe I should watch it.
A real big dog, too.
Grown man?
I talked to
Was it a grown man or was it an 8-year-old boy?
Grown man.
Okay, just make sure.
The 7-year-olds don't seem to have a problem with it.
The grown men do.
Can I dedicate the show real quick?
Yeah.
I wanted to dedicate this show to Mitch Marner.
Mitchie?
Just to Mitchie Marnie, man. Just this poor guy. He is getting rinsed like you've never seen before. I want to know why the Leafs bring out so much emotion in people that really don't have any affiliation with the organization or the team. Like a lot of the media. I'm just saying, everyone talking about the Leafs nonstop and getting very angry and emotional about the Leafs, where I'm looking it up today, all these guys who you'd consider to be grossly overpaid, they would never bring out the same type of emotion. Nobody would just go crazy on Jonathan Huberdeau. When you watch him play for Calgary, he got
bashed up there, dude.
Yeah, I know, but not to the extent of what you're seeing
now.
A
bigger market.
Up there. Yeah, of course, in their market, they're going to bash him.
They weren't in the playoffs, they're in the regular season.
I get it. I'm just saying. Johnny Hockey, makes a lot of money. Doesn't really get bashed in Columbus, dude.
Dude, people are chirping Johnny Hockey every
day.
It, but it's just not in the spotlight.
I know, not to the same extent.
Do you disagree with the chirping?
No.
Okay.
I don't disagree, but I'm saying Toronto, it's wild, man, how they bring out the emotion of so many different people, and you get the whole hockey world talking about it, and everybody becomes just completely unglued and on the edge of their seat based on whether or not they win or they lose. And I'm sitting back, and I'm just like, why do people expect this year to be any different than what it's been every other year? It's the same players. It's not going to change. None of these guys have been lights out in the playoffs before. The playoffs are hard. It's different. There's a lot of pressure. I mean, these guys for the New York Rangers, Panarin could shit the bed, and he's not going to deal with the same pressure that a Marner or a Matthews is going to face in Toronto because there's distractions in New York City. They don't have any distractions in Toronto. They just deal with the Leafs. It's all about the Leafs. It's all hockey. And so everyone's super emotional about it. And listen, if we hadn't seen this before, then I'd be like, wow, this is just completely came out of nowhere. This is a surprise. This is shocking to see Mitchie Marner not be able to handle the trenches that come with playing in the playoffs. His goal the other night was like a microcosm of exactly who they are. It's like they're down 3-0 in the game. He's losing every battle, and then he scores this like between the legs, down on one knee, backhand goal. That's like, okay.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah.
It's cool that you can do that, but it's not how you win in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
But like there's plays where, even off the face-off, where guys would pick at him and he went to the wrong guy, left somebody open in the slot. There are shifts that people are posting to him.
Oh, yeah.
Getting literally bailing out,
man.
Like, I chirp Andy about stuff like in the alumni game, like Andy's going to go in a corner. But he might get bumped and fucking have a yard sale. But Andy's going in the corner. Mitchie would go in, and man, this got to be a coach's, just would drive coaches crazy. Or your dad, because his dad's kind of crazy too. You see the video of Mitch Marner's dad?
When he was 10?
Yeah, that's obnoxious.
You think?
Of what he was saying to
Dude,
Mitch.
I stand next to people like that all the time.
Dude, that's ridiculous. You guys see that? Watch that clip of Mitch Marner's dad.
I swear to God, Mitch!
And like cussing at him and stuff like that. You're obnoxious. You're obnoxious.
I bet your dad was like that.
No, he wasn't. How many times do I have to tell you that?
If you didn't,
how many times do I have to tell you that?
You're telling me.
Dude, he did not say he would get only contact with me. I've told you that a million times. You don't believe me?
Well, he was making contact with Mitchie. That's who he was talking to.
Dude, he's yelling in front of everybody. I know. Are you kidding?
Behind the glass.
My dad was not like that at all.
So you're telling me if you didn't play well or if you didn't have your best effort, he's not getting pissed at you.
In front of people? No, he'd give me that look, and then we go in the back, and he'd stare at me all the way home. And that's fine, and we deal with it then. But not in front of anybody. He never embarrassed me in front of everybody.
Not when you're mic'd for a TV show?
It's a fucking joke.
Weren't the cameras following him around?
Dude.
I mean, they were in the car with him.
He looked like a jacket.
What are you going to tell your mom, Mitch? Just another game, huh, Mitch?
Obnoxious, man. That's obnoxious.
But, you know, I know. I see a lot of dads who are like that. Listen, I'm guilty of it too, man. Sometimes.
You're not like that. You weren't like that.
Not loud. No, I'm pretty quiet.
I can't see that.
When I'm watching the games, I'm quiet.
I hope you're not. Because if you really watch that clip, he's obnoxious.
But I tell my kids exactly how I feel.
But you know what? Mitch Marner's not doing much. Like, Nylander had a headache. Missed 3 games.
How do you think it happened? I was told last week that he was dealing with a concussion. I didn't want to put it out on Twitter. But, like, that's probably what it is. If he's got migraine, I don't think a migraine headache is keeping him out of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now, headaches related to a head injury are a different story. Whether it happened off the ice, I mean, people are like, I've watched his last 1,500 shifts, and I don't see a head. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it happened off the ice. He could have tripped down the steps. He could have gone out with his buddies and
How many times you tripped down the steps, Andy? Come on.
I'm just saying. So
the wife tripped down the steps again. That's like domestic violence.
What I'm saying is, obviously, it's a head injury that was keeping him out.
He probably got clipped. We didn't even see it. It could be a million different things. Exactly. He could have missed a guy and hit his head somewhere.
Now, Matthews, the mysterious illness, that's a whole other thing. One. But it's just like a spider bite when he was sleeping or something.
This is crazy. It's just when Nylander comes out and like everybody's like, we need you, dude. Yeah. He kind of comes out and he's got a smile on his face. He's got no shirt on. Energy. He's got his like earrings in. He's just like, I had a headache a little bit. I know, like, listen, that's not that big of a deal, but like optically, as a fan, you're like, what are we doing here? And when your fans are more passionate than the players, it's just it's hard.
Do you think
it's hard not to get mad at them?
Environment, and I'm not making light of Matthews' illness whatsoever because we don't know the extent of it. And for him to miss a playoff game or be pulled from a playoff game and then not practice today, we'll see what his availability is in Game 5. They get like a week off nowadays, so it's
Monty's pissed. Jim Montgomery's like, why do we have an extra day in fucking in Toronto? My bad.
You did that again.
Sorry about
about
7-year-old man.
No, to the adults.
It's all the grown men out there. The construction workers don't give a damn. I'll tell you that. All those good old Canadian boys don't care what I say.
Where are they at?
Saskatchewan and freaking Alberta and Manitoba and out east.
Yes.
The shite kickers, man.
PEI, baby.
Pretty boys don't like it when I cuss. It's all good. But God dang it, what was I going to say? Oh, wait, what? No. Matthews.
No, Jim Montgomery.
Jim Montgomery. Okay, so like, you know, they get home ice advantage, but why do they have to spend an extra day in Toronto when they're the
I love
higher
how Monty
seed.
talks.
Screw that. I'd be pissed too.
He doesn't belabor the point. He gets straight to it.
I love it.
And he lands the plane very, very quickly.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't understand why we're spending so much time here.
Why?
We're spending more time in their city than they spent in our city, and we're the home team.
Exactly. No. He said it. I'm like,
I know.
You're dang right.
You're like 100%.
Like, I don't like making it when people make excuses and all stuff, but like that's just popped up. Like, no, we're still winning.
Right.
And we're going to win the series.
Right.
But why are we here an extra day?
Boston was up in this situation last year, but I feel like this year's different. It's not happening.
Brad Marchand
is just like leading the charge.
Leading the charge. They're taking stupid penalties on him and stuff like that.
I know.
He's so annoying. It's great.
But
he's so good,
you know what
too.
I'm saying about the Maple Leafs? Why would this year be any different? They don't have a very good team.
They got Joel Edmondson.
They've got some. I know. I love Eddie. I love Eddie.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to score last game. Actually, he had a couple great chances in the slot there.
I thought he had an assist. Maybe he had some good plays.
But he did. But and Ryan Reeves is taking some heat for some turnovers and whatever. I don't think
he turned the puck over. Oh, you're right.
I don't
Big
think
time
Edmondson
turnover.
handled the play very well either. And he didn't. He kind of left the net front,
He tried to kick it to the middle off the wall and it went right to somebody.
But Reaver on the ice, 3 minutes to go in the game. And I know some people are like, well, their line's playing well. Listen, I like Ryan Reeves.
No.
He's had a great run. I don't know what his future holds as an NHL player. I imagine he'll come back and play next year. He's got a contract. But this is a tough situation, man. You're going to put a player like him on the ice, for example. And listen, he's an older player. Ryan Reeves had a great career, man. I'm not chirping him in terms of his career, but you're playing with fire a little bit, man, when you start putting players like that on the ice. But that's kind of what I'm getting to. Toronto, they don't have a very good team, man. Outside of the heavies, that we all know who they are. They call them the core four and all this stuff, whatever. And I get it. A couple of them have expiring contracts coming soon. So there won't be a core four for very long. Heads are going to roll what they lose here. Who knows what's going to happen with Shanahan from the top all the way down. They got a new CEO, whatever. That's going to, he's not even attached to Brad Treliving. He's only been there for a year. You know what I had in my dream last night? I don't want to say this because I don't want any.
Don't talk about your dreams because no one cares, but go ahead.
But
you know what I mean? When people are like, hey, I dreamt about this,
in my
no one
dream.
cares. Go ahead.
And I don't want to start any rumors.
What, Andy?
I don't want to get anyone mad at me here in St. Louis.
I like how he says it's his dream, but you talk to somebody, clearly.
No.
Then what is it?
That they hired Doug Armstrong.
Oh, yeah.
And who hired Chief?
Maybe. You dreamt about that?
Yeah.
That's what Andy dreams about, by the way. Jeez, grown men. He can't even get enough of it. He dreams about hockey and decisions and stuff like that. My dreams are not that way,
I didn't. It was a daydream, dude. It was a daydream.
But bring up Reaver, though.
It was a daydream.
It's even worse.
It wasn't like I wasn't sleeping. I didn't wake up. What just happened?
Wow.
I can't. But no way they're gonna try to steal Doug Armstrong from St. Louis.
Andy's dreaming about Army.
Hey, but they tried to. They tried to before though.
Reeve was crushing guys, dude.
Yeah, of course he is.
He was.
Well, he's always been that.
No. But I'm saying, he's still older. The game is so fast, and he's able to literally murder guys, not only on the boards, but open ice hits.
Yeah.
Tip of the cap to you, man. You're still able to do that. And Patty Maroon.
Oh,
he's
Patty.
Still hitting Trent Frederick.
Who would you rather have?
Patty or Reeves?
Yeah.
Patty.
Yeah. I think he just.
Who would I rather have? Trent Frederick, Patty, Reaver, Trent Frederick. How about that goal the other day?
Goals now.
Wasn't a great goal.
What, short side?
Short side, but you got to get that.
It was right after Marchand should have been called for tripping.
And then
that's a penalty.
You didn't call it.
That's a bad goal. You can't overcome.
What about Rimpey?
Bad goals.
People that was a clean hit, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's borderline.
Listen.
No. It's borderline.
If that's Tom Wilson. What are you saying right now?
It's a clean hit. You didn't elbow him. You didn't leap. His feet were off the ground after he made initial contact. They hit the boards so effing hard. The whole back part of the boards, from the one side of the ice to the other, it was one of the biggest collisions I've ever seen. I've never seen the boards move 5 feet and all the way come back. The whole back part of the boards.
Is that on
moved.
Charlie Lindgren? I thought he was yelling.
They were yelling at him, dude. Was that who was it? Van Riemsdyk?
TVR.
Yeah. So Trevor,
not JVR, TVR.
Yeah, TVR. Dude, you got to know.
You know the difference?
Yeah, they're brothers. Yeah. When you go back like that and you're kicking it back, you got to have communication there, man. You know Rimpey's on the ice. He's coming 100 miles an hour at you. He didn't leave his feet.
You don't think it was charging?
No, I don't think it was charging. I don't think It was an elbow.
You don't think the principal point of contact was his head?
No, I just think that Rempe's big.
Okay.
And when you're that big,
well, I think player safety saw it that way too.
They did.
So, I heard that the league timed the hit down to like the nth degree. Is that how you say it?
It doesn't matter.
No, they timed it.
Yeah.
And it was not considered
out
of the window of what they would call a late hit.
So people say, hey, he didn't have the puck. Doesn't matter. You can still hit a guy when he doesn't have the puck. It's just got to be right afterwards.
It was under the threshold for usual.
It's got to be right afterwards. It's not illegal to hit a guy if he doesn't have the puck. If he gets rid of the puck, you have a short window to be able to hit him.
Now, the principal point of contact, we call that Rule 48.
Yeah. I mean,
Listen, it was closer than people.
It's borderline.
Here's my thing.
It's borderline.
I love seeing those type of hits. I don't want to see players get suspended for that hit, okay, in a Stanley Cup playoff game. But for everyone just to come out immediately and be like, great hit, clean hit.
Not everybody.
I'm just saying.
Not everybody.
A lot of people are like, automatic, clean hit. I don't think it was. I think you got to like really say it like it is. And it was right there, man.
Right there.
You could have made the case. I think if the next day that he was having a phone conversation with player safety and they gave him one game, I think you could certainly have people on the side of the fence and be like, yeah, that
what
makes
about Panarin
sense
on
that they gave him a game. Well, I love that Oshie came out and said it was a clean hit.
Exactly.
That's an old school.
That's old school.
That's
right
a
there,
shit kicker right
there.
there.
You're dang right. Watch your language. You're dang right. There's old men listening.
Who's listening to that?
Your old man's listening. He's
they didn't like shit kicker?
No, you don't like that. Shite kicker. We got to change it. But Oshie got rocked, man. Oshie got rocked, and he comes out and he's like, no, I like that.
It's a clean hit.
He's going to do that to somebody.
Oshie, he likes that type of hockey. He said that.
Is that a clean hit?
Yeah.
It's borderline too.
Artemi Panarin.
It's borderline too.
But when it's Matt Rempe and you've already hurt like 4 or 5 guys, I mean, literally like remove them from the game.
Oh, Washington had no chance, dude.
Oh, Washington has no chance.
And then Willie's trying to fight Rempe. Rempe's like, no, dude, I don't need to fight you here. I
what
get
did he
that.
do? What did Tom Wilson grab Adam Fox for? I was confused on that.
Because he's losing his mind.
Yeah.
Because he's an emotional guy and he's losing his mind. It was after the whistle and Foxy comes in and he's like, you know what? Fuck this. Foxy has a puck the whole game.
Let me ask you this.
You know how pissed you are
he's
at
one
a
of the
guy?
Smartest
he's so
players.
good. He got need too.
Would you trade, somebody threw it out there today, it might have been Puck Daddy. Would you trade Clayton Keller to Toronto for Mitch Marner?
Yeah.
Or do you think, and I mean this, and listen, Clayton's my boy too. Marner gets 100 points a year, like right around there.
But we don't know what Clayton's going to be in the playoffs either.
Dude, so let me say this. I feel like Clayton, he could very easily, in a playoff series in Toronto, people just bitching about the way that he plays.
100%, dude.
He's their version of Mitch Marner in reality.
We don't know. We don't know.
He plays for Utah.
I know. And they're wheeling around.
They treat him like they're like a kids team. They're
good.
They're like playing basketball and
let them take the city over. That's your city now, man. Go take it over.
I know. They're
parading all those girls up there are looking at Clayton Keller like, oh my word, hell yeah. Go do your thing, Clayton. Now you got fans in your face. Now when you go out, you're going to get recognized. You better watch that now.
You ever watch?
You guys are used to hiding out and going here and going there.
I know.
Now you're up there. I bet you everybody's going to know who you are.
The NBA players are coming over to see them.
Yeah, connect.
They're like, what? You guys are like a quarter of our size.
Where are you, little white boys?
You little guys. You little guys play hockey?
Yeah.
They're going to love it in Utah.
I told
you that from the beginning.
I know you did. Utah is so beautiful. I heard good, dude. If you talk to people that live there that have been around, they're like, dude, that city's a real deal.
Just
There's no crime.
There's some crime. My brother lives there.
Andy, I know. There's always crime. But when you consider it, the crime compared
to what?
Compared to St. Louis, to Chicago, to here, to there, to there. Maybe not where they live.
Why don't you compare it to Scottsdale?
Because Scottsdale's not a major city.
Phoenix is.
Phoenix got crime?
Yeah, I know they do.
Big time crime.
You don't think Utah has crime?
Not much.
Maddie, look up the crime rates in Utah.
Maddie, don't worry about it, dude.
I'm curious.
See, this is what Andy does. And poor Maddie's like doing other things. Like, he doesn't need to look that up. That's not Maddie's job. But
he might be interested.
Relatively speaking to other cities, Utah's pretty dang good on crime.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Of course you're going to get robbed here and there, dude. Of course there's going to be a murder here and there. But if you, like in St. Louis, I read the paper every single morning and I just look at the crime.
Clayton should not be walking down the street by himself
section
at night.
And there's murder. There's 12 people shot over the weekend here in St. Louis. 12 people.
Oh, God.
12
Clayton should not be walking down the street in Utah at night by himself, unless like Liam O'Connor's with him or something.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay.
You think?
Yeah.
Like, wow, it's so safe here.
It is, relatively speaking.
Everybody looks the same.
Yeah. It's pretty safe there. I get a badass house on the mountains, too.
So would I.
I don't know how far the mountains are
Dude,
away.
years ago.
I would love that.
Years ago, my buddy in college.
Oh, God. Don't make it a long story.
He was from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And for Thanksgiving, I never came home for Thanksgiving, dude, because...
Why?
Because
so far away.
So far away.
You got 4 days, though. You're guaranteed.
I know, but everybody stayed.
Oh, it's a party week.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You didn't want to go. Yeah, and you were going home in a couple weeks for winter
Christmas.
break.
Yeah, I get that.
So, no, but I went with him to go meet up with a bunch of his buddies from high school who were staying at his buddy's parents' house in Park City, Utah. It was like maybe the nicest house I've ever been in.
Wealthy.
The whole house was windows, dude.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I mean, it had to be at least $10 million house.
Looking over the beauty of everything. Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, I
want to go up there and see a game.
Oh, we will.
Not that I care about the
rink.
Because
I've got family out there and stuff like that.
Andy knows this guy, knows that guy. Howard Stern has a connection with Andy.
Howard Stern was very influential.
Big time. Very influential. Don't know one thing about him.
Can I throw a couple of stats out at you?
Yeah.
Because you like stats.
Yeah, I'm a stat man. I'm the stat man.
Why'd you take your jacket off?
What?
How come you took your jacket off?
God damn, boy.
I got to give my boy Tony Sansone a shout out. He's a local guy, and he was talking about your neck or something the other day. He's like, "Why is your neck so big?"
I don't know.
He asked if you've been working out. I said, "I think he does some push-ups."
Nah, I just push up here and there. That's about it.
You taking any water pills or anything like that?
The water pills?
What do those do?
I think girls take water pills to get them skinny before they go to Lake Ozarks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's why they overdose.
Oh, God. Yeah. From water pills?
No, I think that girls would take pills to tighten them up, like you would do at if you were doing like a muscle competition that you would tighten up.
Yeah.
But when you go
maybe that's where I've seen that.
For optics down to Lake Ozarks and you're crushing booze.
Nobody goes there.
They do. Doing other things and you have nothing in your system and that's in your system, that's how you overdose. That's how you get sick and whatnot.
Lake of the Ozarks. Very Hoosier.
A lot of money down there, man.
That's what you say. All right,
the Hoosiers are
you ready for some stats?
The Hoosiers are the ones that go down there. The people that live down there aren't Hoosiers.
Oh, I think it's the other way around.
No, Andy, you're wrong on that. The Hoosiers go down there that don't have a boat. Mm-hmm. There's fucking 15 swinging dicks.
Okay.
They have to rent a shitty fucking pontoon boat. Don't know what they're doing. Those are the Hoosiers. The people with $1 million houses are Hoosiers? Yeah. Oh, okay, Andy.
Okay. Are you ready for some stats?
Mm-hmm. Just don't bore us. Just don't Scott bore us.
In Salt Lake City, your chance of becoming a victim of a property crime is 1 in 15.
What's that?
Which is a rate of 66 per 1,000. Importantly, we found that Salt Lake City has one of the highest rates of motor vehicle theft in the nation.
Okay. You got vehicle theft. I could deal with that. Hey, go park your car down in St. Louis and see what happens.
Is Salt Lake City safe for tourists?
Yeah, what's it say?
Here's the answer. You ready for the answer?
Yeah, don't waste time.
Salt Lake City is generally considered safe, but like any urban area, it has its parts that are less safe than others. During the day, the majority of neighborhoods are safe to walk around, but at night, some areas can become a bit frisky.
I'll take that any day, man.
Just be careful.
What's the murder rate?
Well, let's look that up.
Come on, Andy. Let's get to the fucking big dog here. Pardon my language. Let's get to the big dog here. How many people are getting murdered? How many people are getting shot? How many are hard, gun violence? That's what I want to know. Gun violence.
Salt Lake City's homicide rate is approximately 4.1 per 100,000.
So what is that?
While the West Valley City homicide rate is closer to 5.9 per 100,000.
What's St. Louis? That's what we got to compare it to. A hardcore city. Okay. Let's speed it up here. Is it safe? Yes. Okay. Is it perfect? No. Is any city perfect? No. Is it better than St. Louis, Chicago, Baltimore, blah, 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 blah? Of course it is. Is it better than Raleigh, North Carolina? Probably the same.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Can I drop a bomb on you right now?
Yeah. What do you got for me?
You want to know a name that I hear as a potential general manager to fill the vacancy in Columbus, Ohio?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Do I know? Can you give me a clue?
I'm not playing that game.
Well, then I'm not going to get it.
No, well, I'm just saying, do you want to know a name that I'm hearing as a possible general manager in Columbus to fill the vacancy?
Isn't that funny? Like, Andy stops the broadcast for this question with Columbus. Who?
John Tortorella.
Oh, okay. Cool.
What's your take on that?
I'd hire him. Yeah.
Do you think the Barry Trotz going from coaching to general managing will become a trend in hockey?
Yeah.
Now, let me just put it to you like this. John Tortorella, wherever he's coaching, he almost coaches like he's a general manager. It's like you always get the sense wherever he is that he runs the organization.
He does.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's telling him what to do. I've heard stories about how players were getting cut, sent back down to the minors, and he's called the GM and the president. Yeah. You fucking come down here and tell him. I'm not telling him. I want this guy on my team. You come tell him.
Oh, baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And sure enough, whatever, there's cap reasons and, roster limitations. And it's not because the GM probably doesn't think he's a good player, but he didn't want to tell the player. And he'll say it right in front of the player. Like the player's sitting right across from him. Yeah, I know they're sending you down.
Get down here and tell him yourself.
You come down here and tell him. I'm not telling him.
Is that healthy for the organization? I don't think so.
So I know that there's been some talk. I think we may have been the first to report this, actually, that it's in his contract, potentially. At least I was told that there had been some talk, or maybe there's some language in the contract that he has in Philly, that he could move upstairs. But I don't see John Tortorella moving upstairs to go work for, like, Danny Briere, for example.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that.
I would think that if he wanted to move upstairs, if you were going to remove him from the bench as a head coach, it would have to be as a general manager. He's got a great relationship and really good history, actually, in Columbus. It almost makes sense. I know Columbus has come out and said, hey, we want a experienced general manager. But Cam, name me an experienced GM that wants to go there and take that over right now. You know what I mean?
Not many, unless they're desperate. But, again, it's still a nice job.
But if you're talking, that's not my point.
I know.
I'm saying if you're an experienced GM
you want to pick
with options, is that where you're wanting to go right now?
Just like a coach.
And like so I just think about like the ownership in Columbus. I think about JD who's there, although apparently he's shifting to a different position or a different role in the organization. I feel like everyone there has a lot of respect for John Tortorella. I think he would be somebody who would move the needle, who would excite the fan base, who would sell tickets, who could get Johnny Hockey.
The sound bites would be great, too.
Oh, the sound bites would be great? Yeah. Who could get Johnny Hockey and Patrick Laine and all these guys just...
Kind of get going a little bit.
You want to get these guys going?
Yeah. No, I know.
Because I got Laine on my most overpaid team, too. I know everyone's focusing on...
Is he still out? I mean, like,
I know,
was he okay?
Dealing with some stuff. I have not talked to him, no.
No. Has anybody talked to him? Has he talked?
I don't know. But,
I know you haven't, but is anybody?
Seth Jones, Darnell Nurse. There's a lot of guys that I put on my most overpaid team, okay, in the country.
Who else?
Or in the league.
Who else?
Jonathan Huberdeau.
Oh, yeah. Don't tell me he didn't take a beating out of Calgary.
Hoobie-dooby-doo.
I know he
Ryan Johansson was on there.
Yeah, big time.
They got rid of his ass in Colorado. I think he's playing golf.
A lot of guys got rid of him. He bounced around quite a bit.
There's a number of those guys. Seth Jones, I say him. He's at 9.5.
Who had the last 2 years? What organization had the most stress on them? With just outside bullshit to this, to players, to this, to that, to coach. Who do you think?
What do you think? It's
Philly. But Danny Briere in the last 2 years has gone through so much.
Is that self-inflicted?
No. Well, his son. Danny Briere's son.
He got through that pretty quickly.
Dude, that was embarrassing off the bat. Your first GM, your son's throwing wheelchairs down staircases. You
hear that sinus infection I've been dealing with?
Well, it's not from me. And then you get, all the drama from torts and whatnot. Then you get the sexual assault cases with Carter Hart.
I know.
Like, there's a lot of stuff.
No, you had the issue with the pride jerseys.
Oh, God, with Provenov, too. And Briere's going to come out and be like, dude, this guy's from Russia.
No, there's a lot of drama that comes out of Philly.
Yeah. I'm just saying the last
that would
years.
open the door for Chief to go to Philly, by the way. If my dream doesn't come true.
Oh, God, Andy's dreams. So bizarre. Dreams of grown men. Jeez Louise.
It was a daydream. But you know what, Cam? there was that rumor floating around. I'm just throwing that out there. But now with John Tortorella, when somebody told me that recently, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, okay.
That makes some sense.
I get that, baby.
So if that happens,
I get that.
You heard it here first. I think it makes a ton of sense. If he was willing to do it, if you're the owner of the Columbus Blue Jackets, why are you looking at your phone?
Because I was going to say, I got this. Do you see the clip of Nathan McKinnon? Go ahead. Finish your point.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
am I bothering you?
Well, it's very rude.
Look what you do to me.
Yeah, I know. See,
what are you talking? I'm just looking at notes to be able to come back with something.
Yeah. Oh, your notes?
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, I got a couple things on here.
Okay, good.
To come back.
Yeah. Well, we'll get.
Finish your thought.
We'll get to your notes.
Finish it, dude. Am I bothering you?
We'll get to your notes here in a second. You're looking at your phone the whole time.
Look at the camera and talk to the people. You're not talking to me. You're talking to the people.
Hey, people.
You know what I mean? Like, don't.
So anyway, as I was saying, like if Torts,
you want to do this by yourself anyway? Just talk to the camera.
Oh, the next interview might be just me, actually.
Andy, anytime I go to the bathroom, Andy starts it off right. He's like, "Here's my time.
Hey, let's just put this on YouTube
2 minutes.
Separate.
I got 2 minutes." I was going to say,
but anyway, so John Tortorella.
Yeah, you said it. He could be in Columbus. Chief could be in
I think
Philly.
that'd be a great move for him.
Yeah, we just said that.
I feel like he's too stressed out being on the bench.
He loves it, man. He loves the attention.
I've had players tell me though, I would love to play for Torts because players tend to speak positively about their experience playing for him.
Yeah.
But I would never want to go through his training camp.
Oh, God. Whew. Hardcore, man. That is big time hardcore. A John Tortorella training camp. Like, if you want me to jog 6 miles a day, dude, I'm not a jogger, man. My legs.
You can't jog?
I was never like a long day. All day I did run cross country in high school because I quit the football team and I needed to get in shape for hockey.
Do you know I got kicked off the football team?
Andy played cornerback. That's the most ridiculous lie ever. Andy,
a
quarterback at Parkway North.
Cornerback.
Yeah,
you're the cornerback. Played a little safety. Then I played.
You must have had the worst team in the league.
They moved me outside. They moved me outside.
5'6" white boy at corner. Get out of here.
I'm not 5'6".
You were at the time.
Maybe freshman year.
Maybe I saw the picture of you. Your shoulder pads are bigger than your head.
I played safety freshman year.
Oh God, safety's for like the best athletes on the field.
Dude, I had 3 interceptions. I had a 2-point conversion.
Anything you say. I saw a funny video of Nathan McKinnon, man, who I love, by the way. I think he's healthy. I'd like for him to be like people are like, God, would you want a Nathan McKinnon as your captain who's just on you? Like, hell yeah. Keeps everybody in line, man. But there's a funny video of him chirping Bednar. And they're like, he's fucking like, blah, 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 blah.
From a long time ago?
He's like, yeah. They're playing the Calgary Flames. Because they had the Mitch Marner.
A long time ago. I've seen that.
Yeah, but maybe not everybody's seen it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you see everything. You dream about hockey players all day. Like, no.
You acted like this was in the playoffs.
No, but they compared it to the Mitch Marner thing where Nathan McKinnon did it. Nathan McKinnon was yelling at Bednar. Oh, yeah. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Then he gets pissed, and then he falls off the bench right in his fucking ass. It was pretty funny.
What do you think of Nylander? 2 earrings, no shirt.
He's just like this, like
he's like nothing.
It's like I have a headache, and like I don't know. Like I might play tonight. I don't know. It just looked kind of goofy. I like him, man. I like his daddy too.
You know, I got Ty a Mitch Marner jersey for Christmas.
Yeah, we know. Dude.
This is hurting, man.
I know.
I used to be the one chirping Marnie and Matthews.
Yeah.
But then when Nylander says to him on the bench, "Stop whining or crying, bro.
It's not juniors anymore.
This isn't junior hockey."
Somebody said he was talking to Austin Matthews.
He could have been. Nobody knows who he was talking to.
Doesn't matter. Talk to either one of them.
I don't have a problem with guys bickering on the bench, dude.
No.
That comes with the territory.
Of course. Quit bitching. It's not juniors. Let's go. Got work to do.
No, but whatever. I'm just saying that happens.
Yeah.
I wouldn't read too much into it if I'm a fan.
Well, everybody does. And so it's interesting. That's why we brought it up, because it just blew up everywhere. Shit.
Don't you ever see, wide receivers and quarterbacks going at it?
Of course you do.
I mean, I don't know if you watch any football.
Tom Brady, my God, he'd go toe-to-toe with everybody. Peyton Manning and Jeff Saturday.
Center. Yeah, Jeff Saturday.
Yeah.
Come on, Jeff!
Let me do it, my guys. Yes. You do it, your guys.
You do your thing, I'll do mine.
I'll do my thing, okay? I love it. Peyton Manning's cool as hell.
See, that's what I'm talking. That's real emotion, man.
Yeah, baby.
If fans, I've heard stories from players of some of the shit players turn around and say to the coach.
That's why I asked. That's why I asked Toddy McClellan. I'm like, does anybody embarrass you? I'm thinking because I remember Reaver doing that with Hitch, and it kind of annoyed me. I remember Reaver be on the bench.
You weren't there when Hitch was here, was you?
I know, but I saw it. This is right when I left. And I'm like, and he's just like chirping Hitch on the bench. I'm like some guys like, shut the fuck up.
I've heard some shit, though.
Shut the fuck up.
I've heard some shit.
About what?
Guys just fucking chirping
Oh, there's grown men listening. Stop it.
Didn't mean to say that.
My bad. Sorry about that. But no,
talking to the coach like that.
Talking to a coach like that, if I'm the coach, you're a fourth liner. Shut up. Like you're even playing right now anyway. I could fucking put somebody else in your place in 2 seconds.
No.
I don't know. I never did pull that stuff. I was in the position to. Reaver, at that time, maybe he was in a better position than me.
I don't know.
I didn't like it.
Reaver's had a great career.
But remember that in Hitch? He'd go at it with
what do you think of the center red line warm-up routine going on between Patty?
I'd cruise around on that red line, flipping
but
my
do you
stick,
think,
baby.
Like they know each other. They've known each other for a long time. I bet you back in the day, Patty skated with the Blues when Reaver was playing here.
Of course, they know each other.
So,
doesn't mean they're besties.
No, but
just because you play with a guy doesn't know that you.
Do you think some of it is embellished, like for theater purposes?
Yeah, but they
know the cameras are on.
Of course, I did it every single time with Brian McGrath. And every single time I scoot a couple of inches over there, like, "What's up?" And he'd be like, "What's up?" And kind of bump each other, like, "Let's go then." Just put on a little show.
Is that how you would talk? Let's go then.
I would like flip my stick, and he'd come like, "What?
Let's go then."
And we'd turn around like, "What's up?" And we'd laugh at each other and cruise around, and we know we're going.
I don't see laughing.
Yeah, but we'd smile at each other like we're not fighting.
Patty's hairdo looks very scary.
Looks damn good. He's got damn good hair, man.
He's always had great hair.
He's always had really good hair.
He looks good in a Bruins jersey.
He does.
I think Patty's going to play again next year.
Probably will.
Hey, can I give a shout out to Robert Bortuzzo?
Yeah.
I thought Matt Barzal stole his goal. I've watched this replay. He's a hell of a player.
He needed that.
So did Bortz.
They both did.
I hear Bortz may want to play next year.
Good. I'd keep him. There's a reason why Lou got him anyway. Like that's
although
perfect for
he'll
Lou.
probably come work for the Blues one day. Steno will take over, and then you're going to have like Paul Stastny as like the assistant GM.
Yeah.
And then Bortz as like director of pro scouting, Schwartz, he director of amateur scouting.
Hey, it is weird to see. There's a lot of ex-Blues players playing in the final.
Because I tell people all the time,
like Dakota Joshua.
That 2019 Stanley Cup team the Blues won with was way better than people realize.
Oh God!
People are like, oh, they were like last.
No, they were
even
loaded.
when they were last, they were 7 points out of a playoff spot. Okay,
Look
they were never
defensemen.
buried. Dude, and even like Vince Dunn is like,
I know.
He's not in the playoffs right now.
But he's really good.
But you got Joel Evans, you got Robert Bortuzzo, you got Vladimir Tarasenko.
Bo Meester was on his game. You got Petro, Edmondson. I'm
talking about guys who are playing in the playoffs now.
Yeah, okay.
Petro.
They look good too, don't they? I'll tell you what, though,
Dallas is not. It's not over.
It ain't over till it's over, baby.
Dallas is a team.
They're good.
That can get this to a seventh game.
Big time. But that Thompson, did you see some of the saves? And I know they lost that game against Dallas the other night.
Yeah, he made some amazing saves, especially early.
Unbelievable save. How big is he? He looks huge.
Well, he probably is. All the modern day goaltenders.
They're gigantic, dude. He looked. I can't believe. But I hope they go to Game 7, man. I like that series. I hope Dallas figures it out and gives them a go. But just to have to play Vegas in the first round, they are good. They're a damn good team. Jack Eichel's turning the puck over here and there, but then all of a sudden Jack Eichel creeps down, he makes plays, he finds Barbie in front, he finds this guy, he'll dipsy doodle you. God, they're fun to watch, man. Big time.
Logan Thompson is
How big is he?
6'4".
Told you, man. He's huge, dude. He looks big.
No, I think that maybe
he made some gigantic saves the other day. God. And you know what? Even like guys like Dakota Joshua, dude. Like he was on the Blues team for a little bit here. Couldn't find his way.
They tried to sign him, dude.
I know.
They tried to sign him.
He couldn't find it. He didn't figure it out yet until he went up there and Rick Tocchet grabbed him and said, here's what you need to do.
I feel like
Tocchet actually benched him when he first got up there and called him out, I think, in front of people. Yeah. And I think we talked to him about that. And all of a sudden he's going out there, he's making plays, he's in overtime, making a play in overtime.
For whatever reason, he couldn't fully get on the same page with Berube and the coaches or whatever.
Which is weird.
Which
is weird. I think that he would be perfect for Berube.
But I think Berube liked him.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I really think he liked him. And you could see him kind of coming on. No one really knew what you were getting. He was coming out of college, I think he was originally drafted by Toronto.
Is he tough?
They could probably use him.
Can he hit
consistently? Toronto. What does Toronto have after their... Can you name any of their other players, dude?
No.
Who else is on the team?
They're not doing anything. I don't even notice.
They don't even score. Else. Like any secondary scoring that can take the pressure off of the big dogs.
I agree.
Domi, you can do it.
Oh, stay out of the box.
Stay out of the box.
He takes some dumb penalties.
But, dude, can any of these guys that play, maybe you're not on the first power play, maybe you're not on the top line, but can any of you guys score?
Apparently not.
Just to take some pressure off.
I agree.
Of these guys that are just getting absolutely rinsed in the media.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, I've never seen the league go after one player the way they have Mitch Marner, who gets like 100 points a year. And it's just like, hey, man.
You could get 150 points a year, man.
I know.
What are you doing now? That's why.
McDavid, I think all the McDavid's points here in the playoffs are on the power play.
I know. The Kings' power play is not good.
Although they're PK, you mean?
They're PK, my bad.
Yeah.
They're getting
they're at like 46%.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best power play that I've ever seen, to be honest with you, is the Tampa Bay Lightning. That is the best power play in the league. And I know percentage-wise you can sit there and say, well, Edmonton's just as good, but it's different.
What about Rangers?
Not as good as
really?
Tampa Bay, dude. I bet you if you put anybody in the league right-hand shot with a really good one-timer, they'd score 50 goals. In that spot where Stamkos stands.
Well, when Kuchi's throwing you sauce passes 100 miles an hour.
And Braden Point.
Yeah.
And Hagel.
Yeah. I agree.
And Hedman.
Hedman's making plays too.
Dude.
I hope they stick with it, you know.
You think Stamkos, he should stay there?
Yeah, I would. Where are you going to go?
What are you chasing?
Another cup. You're there. That's your baby.
The weather's great.
You already won.
You have a house. You can see the water. You already won.
You want to go somewhere else? Who's going to take you?
A lot of people would.
That's competitive.
Now, let me ask you this. Is he scoring 40 or 30, wherever he was this year? He was north 40, of 30. I think he might have gotten to 40.
I think he got to 40 again. Could be wrong on that.
Is he doing that elsewhere?
Where's he going? Where's he going?
If you put Ovi in that spot, even today, Ovi would have scored 50 goals.
Ovi didn't have a point in the first time in any series in his career. Didn't even notice him. They were outmatched.
When does that situation? Steven Stamkos, by the way, had,
what do you get?
40 goals this year.
40 goals. My God Almighty, he's still kicking in. God dang, I like him a lot.
Ovi would score 50 there this year. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that. And Stamkos can shoot it like Ovi almost. You know what I mean? So he's getting 40 goals.
Stammer's moving around a lot more.
I love Stamkos, dude.
He's
had such a great career.
Ovi's kind of straight-legging a little bit, like you tell.
He just stands there.
He's just getting.
But like, when does that become too much, dude, for the organization?
I don't know.
They just you can't retool your organization. Like they're going to come back next year and maybe get in, maybe not. I would say they won't be a playoff team next year.
Tampa?
Washington.
Oh, no.
So they barely got in this year. They won't get in next year. And you can't really start putting pieces together for that next era of Washington Capitals hockey until this guy gets the record and leaves.
I'm still watching. You might not make the playoffs, but hell, I'm going to buy a ticket for every single goal you have.
Are you?
Yeah. I would. To watch Ovi?
Oh, I would.
Break that record. Hold on. Andy, call Chaser, see what your opinion should be. My God. We're pumping Ovi's tires up for months and months and months. And once Chaser gets in here and says he doesn't want Ovi breaking Gretter's record,
I don't want him
and he's like, wait a minute, you're right.
I don't want him to catch in Gretzky.
Yeah, you do.
Not anymore.
We've been saying that for
what do you think Wayne
months.
Thinks deep down?
Yeah, he doesn't care.
You think he cares more about like the points?
There's going to be records that no one's going to be able to break, and that's going to be assists record and points. There's no way. But the goal, like, Ovi's a straight-up goal scorer, man. Like, that's what he is. And he's good for Washington, and he's fun.
And he should be the all-time
leader
the U.S. in goals, really. You know? He loves the U.S.
He loves the U.S.
You think? What makes you think that?
I bet you he...
You think he's going to retire here and live in the States?
Yeah. I would. I know he's got family there, but he's probably going to live in Florida, dude.
Sniper's Edge, by the way, is who hooked me up around Christmas time.
Anybody else that you want to pump up on this podcast that hooks you up? Nothing else? My God.
Dude,
you see, can
you come over and put the tiles together for Ty, though, in the basement? No, seriously, you couldn't do that?
No.
You have no ability
To put tile down?
To do any type of manual labor.
No, I could. Manual labor. You want me to dig a ditch for you? Excuse me. You want me to carry stuff? Want me to knock down a wall?
Can't do that.
Want me to take a jackhammer?
You can't do that.
Yeah, I can. I've done it before. I've sold houses before. We sold Kate's house in Webster. We had to redo the whole thing.
You didn't do it.
Yes, we did.
Her mom did it.
No. You think she's jackhammering? I was doing the dirty work,
PK Subban.
His hammer. Don't ever brag about your own hammer unless it's small.
Is that really the...
Yeah. You want to chirp about your wee-wee? Make sure you chirp that it's small. Because it usually is. But if you're bragging about how big your dick is, I don't know. It's goofy.
What did he say? I carry around a hammer?
I'm not a carpenter, but I do carry around a hammer. Okay.
You think he worked on that line?
Probably. It's just too much. And then they're like, here it is. Here's your joke.
Do you think he ran it by the producer in the...
I think he does what he wants.
In the green room?
I think PK does what he wants, and he knows that he's kind of
in the driver's seat?
Kind of in like that Biz and Charles Barkley category where you're really going to have to mess up for us to fire you.
They're in a great spot with ESPN because they can... When you're loud and entertaining on ESPN with the hockey, then all of a sudden you can get involved with like the Pat McAfee stuff.
Well, he's doing stuff with Stephen A. Smith, and he's like really he's selling the game. Like PK Subban is selling the game not as much as Biz, but probably more than a lot of other people are. No. You know, to the black community and whatnot.
His rant on Mitchie is different than everybody else's. Like he's funny about it, dude. Like he's been like
he's bashing him.
I know, but everyone knows he's been this like self-proclaimed hardcore Leafs fan. So he's getting very emotional about it.
Did you see Jay Rosehill?
Oh my God.
Jay's cool as hell. I heard really good things about him when he was playing. Like,
what do you think of his rant?
Yeah, look, that guy's.
But that's what I mean. People are taking it really personal, dude.
I love when Carlo. I love it so much.
Carlo's like, why are you blaming the coach?
Yeah, Carlo. We love you, dude.
I
love all those guys, man. They're hilarious, dude. Jay Rosehill went off.
I would tell you this, man.
He's tough, too.
I could bring Cam and I in to do a show.
Yeah.
Just one Leaf season.
I know.
All you got to do is just get emotional and just go crazy and entertain.
How can you not, man? It's everything. You know what I mean?
Is it really everything?
In Toronto, it's most things. Toronto Maple Leafs, yeah.
It's most things.
It's most things. Like that's why you go to work every single day. When Andy and I have not Andy, because Andy has a hockey show, but like we're talking Cardinals to this, to politics and whatnot. When you're up there, you talk Leafs.
All right, listen.
So you're emotional.
We got to get to Muggsy.
Yeah, Big Ryan.
Muggsy or Bugsy?
Bugsy. Bugsy Malone.
I know, but some people called him Muggsy, I thought.
I call him Ryan. I don't like to take over nicknames that other people created.
And I'm not sure.
I don't know. I usually have my own nickname for you, so I haven't really figured out.
So what's his?
He's just Ryan, man.
Loney?
Nah, he's Ryan. I think we call him Ryan.
Rhino.
Can I give Kyle Clifford's taking a beating too?
Why?
You didn't see it?
It's my guy.
Love him, dude. He's a 2-time Stanley Cup winner. Tougher than
Do you know him?
Yeah. Played against him for a long time. Talked to him when
his son played hockey with Ty before they moved.
He's a baldy.
He's a great guy. His wife's a super nice lady.
Love him. I respect the hell out of Kyle Clifford. But he's taking a beating.
Paige is the wife. She's a great lady.
Cool. He's taking a beating.
Say hi to Paige.
Hey, Paige. What's up, girl? He's taking a beating online right now because after one of the, I guess it was a Calder Cup finals. Mm-hmm. Maybe not the finals. I don't know. But they're in a handshake line. And he's shaking hands, and they show a video of him just kind of losing on this big kid named like Baca or something. Some big tough guy in American League.
Okay.
Kind of like you're shaking hands. He turns around, he hears something. He went after a guy.
Yeah.
It's kind of chaotic a little bit. And they're just bashing him for this and CTE. He must be going crazy. Retire now and this, that, and the other. I'm like, well, what happened?
Yeah, exactly. He probably said something.
He probably said something.
And he's still grinding it out down in the minors.
Yeah, he's made his money and he's good to go.
I know, but
maybe he should retire. But like, I'm not chirping that guy. What do you say to him? Why is Kyle Clifford
set him off?
Why is Kyle Clifford, who we all should respect, 2-time Stanley Cup winner, 700 games? You're chirping this guy to retire. Who the fuck knows what this other psycho kid that's never played in the NHL or never will? What did he say to him?
Good question. Let's get Kyle. Let's get him on. I'll get Kyle on.
I know.
Cliffy.
Like I'm just like everybody's.
You know who loves? Who loves the Cliffers?
Who?
Doobie.
Doobs. I want Doobie on.
Say hi to Doobie, man.
Hey, Doobs.
We haven't talked to Doobie in a while.
Well, I want him on.
What do you think he's thinking about all this Toronto action?
Well, he's probably smirking.
Would he trade for Marner?
I don't know. Who are you going to give up?
Marner's got to go.
He's got to go, dude.
Marner, and the best thing for Mitch Marner is to get out of there. is to get out of Toronto.
The one guy that's actually playing pretty consistently is Tavares.
I thought Marner, after he scored he looked like
Dangleville.
Pavel Barber or something.
Pavel Barber?
No, who's the guy who is always on rollerblades? Swaggy P?
Swaggy P, yeah. You got me into him.
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of cool.
Swaggy's cool as shit. We're going to get Swaggy on.
Yeah.
I want to bring Swaggy to my kid's birthday party. I got to like figure out how
What's
to.
What's that cost? 5 Gs?
Just come in.
6 Gs? It doesn't work that way.
You can stay at Keith Van Gate's house. He'll like it.
And he'll cook for you. Swaggy.
Oh, I barbecued last night.
Good for you.
Burgers and tuna steaks.
Really good, I'm sure. Burgers.
I had
frozen burgers.
They were frozen.
Gross.
But I thawed them out.
Gross.
I thawed them out.
Oh, okay. If you thaw them out, that's okay.
Yeah, I thawed them out.
You know.
And I used a Quebec seasoning.
Did you see this weirdo?
Hold on. So Mitchie Marnie, he's got to get out of there for his own best interest. Would you, if you're a GM in the league, would you bring this guy on board?
For 11.5?
Well, I don't know if he's going to be able to command that in another market with his next deal.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Depends on what does he want then? How much money?
Does he make you think of a guy like Jordan Kyrou around town?
Yeah, for sure.
I was talking to a player the other day who was really defending Kyrou.
Kyrou has 30 goals this year, and his plus minus was a lot better than last year.
Like, he's still young. Like,
he had a weird year, man.
Give him a little
when
bit.
You get booed by your own fans and you
Dude.
cry afterwards. Andy's the one who asked that question, by the way. Andy's the only one who asked
several questions.
Thank God that you went in there.
He's been great.
You didn't beat around the bush at all. You're like, oh, what's going on? And then he started crying.
Yeah.
And that wasn't good.
No.
It wasn't good. Now the fans kind of retracted what they were
saying.
saying.
Did it go viral?
Yeah.
Did it?
Kyrou crying?
Oh.
Yeah, it did. For sure.
Kyrou
crying?
You know who I hear gets chirped all the time?
Who?
In scrums?
Who?
Jake Wallman.
Oh, yeah, for the gritty stuff. Scoring overtime winners.
I'd bring him on board, too.
I like him, man.
I wouldn't be surprised
he listens to the pod, by the way.
I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit needed to move on from him. He didn't play a lot down the stretch.
I don't mind the gritty.
No, do your thing, man.
Do your thing, dude.
Hey,
they made bobbleheads out of that. Like,
how many NFL superstars do the gritty every time they score a touchdown?
Yeah, it's like old now, now when the 40-year-old
people who are
housewives
complaining about you dropping F-bombs probably don't like
the old man, the grown man.
Grown man. All right, we got to go.
People in Saskatchewan are rolling their eyes at that guy.
Rhino. Bugsy Malone. Hey, in full disclosure, we've been hanging on to this interview for several weeks.
Yeah,
We've had so much other stuff happen.
Yeah, yep.
And, we had the Quenville thing happen. We had, Todd McClellan who was available. We had to accommodate some other guests as well. So we've been hanging on to this. And he's great, man. We're happy to bring it to the people. He's overcome some adversity in his life.
Yep.
And he's a great guy. And we had a great time hanging out with him when he was here for the event.
Super good guy, man.
We had a great time hanging out with him during the event.
Yeah.
And my wife liked him a lot, too.
Oh, it's funny how that works. Funny how that works.
No, he's just nice.
Yeah. He's a handsome dude.
Why are you trying to go there?
Well, it's just funny how my wife liked him, too. It's really weird. Well, no shit, she did.
Okay.
He's a nice, handsome
Kyle
dude.
Clifford listens to the podcast, too, actually. So
Good, that's why I gave him a shout-out. Like, I'm sticking up for you, man. I don't know what that fucking mutant said to you.
True story. It was like Ty had practice or something. And so Kyle Clifford's dad, or his kid, was practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Little Ivy
Oh.
and Chloe, they had come to practice that day. So they were upstairs at the Maryville University ice rink where like the restaurant and the bar is.
Mm-hmm.
And you can watch practice through the windows, and they're just kind of sitting there on the couch.
Yeah.
So I get off the ice, and they're like, Dad, that guy right there, he was listening to your podcast the whole practice.
Oh, really?
Probably had some terrible language in
Probably.
It. And I'm like,
I did better today.
And I go, who? And I had a player yesterday tell me actually that they think you're less wild than you used to be on the podcast.
See, Andy's messing with me now.
Is that true?
Andy will be like, guys are complaining about you.
You're not. You're less wild.
And then I'll be like, okay, I'll chill out a little bit. And then Andy's like, well, what's going on? People are complaining that you're not doing this.
It's not a complaint.
Oh.
He was actually pumping your tires.
Oh, okay. That's cool then. I mean, I'm pretty much the same every single day.
Okay, so they pointed to the guy. I said, who's the guy? They pointed.
Yeah.
I said, who? And they point to the guy, and it's Kyle Clifford.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I like him, man. That's why I want to stick up for him. 2 Stanley Cups, tougher than nails. Got knocked out a couple times, threw down the pipe.
You know who he may have been listening to was, remember we had a great interview with Dean Lombardi?
Yeah.
He was awesome. Yeah. The former GM who won those cups in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
and Jarrett Stoll. We had some. I want to go shout out to Jeff Carter, man. I've communicated with him several times about coming on the pod. He wanted to wait till his career was over, man. He had a great run, dude. Great career for Jeff Carter.
Jeff Carter, absolutely
awesome, dude.
And everybody, who'd they play? Maybe it was Winnipeg at the end of the year or something. They all shook his hand. They all shook his hand. I like that. I like that a lot.
Awesome. I love him. Mike Richards, Jarrett Stoll, Matt Green.
Yeah, get Greener on.
All these guys.
Get Greener on. Big Matty Greener, dude. He killed us in 2012 with the Kings, dude.
Literally.
He blocked every single shot from Kovalchuk to Zach Parise.
Everybody.
And it was so
They don't
hard.
win the cup without it. I remember during the lockout, 04-05 lockout, watching a shit ton of college hockey that year because there was no other hockey on. What were you doing in 04-05?
I was playing the American League, man.
Attaboy.
Yeah. Breaking records with penalty minutes.
Were you?
What were you doing again? Writing blogs? Okay.
Dude, I was reporting my ass off.
Oh, yeah. You fucking
What's the latest on the CBA?
Down blogs.
What's the latest on the CBA? Oh, I was blogging back then.
Fucking blogger.
A lot.
God dang blogging. Yeah, but Matt Green, man, like I just remember watching, dude. And we
can I finish my story? No. I was like telling a story,
you
and
talk
then
about
you want
to
take the story.
No, you saw Matt Green one time. Actually, like literally watched him destroy our team and lose a Stanley Cup.
I watched that too.
Dude, he was blocking it was so brutal to watch.
Okay,
man.
Sorry
about that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go back to your blogging.
Can I tell my story?
Yeah. So interesting.
So I was watching a lot of college hockey, and get off your phone. I've never seen you do this before.
No, I'm looking up different stuff, dude. To like.
We're going to the interview.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I got to go to a funeral today.
Just go, dude.
Sad.
Good God, don't worry about me. But worry about your story and make it entertaining.
Here's Cam.
Because your last story was
Cam's done his. He's done his show
Andy's
like
last
this.
story is like I gotta talk about something else besides hockey. How do I do it? Okay, I'm gonna tell this story for 22 minutes.
Cam's been on his phone.
I had to re-listen to the podcast right when Andy started telling that story. I fast forward.
He's like this on his phone today during the show.
I don't mean to do that.
So rude. Anyway, so I'm watching college hockey, Cam, during the lockout, 04-05, and I'm watching North Dakota, and I'm watching this guy just absolutely kill guys. I'm like, this guy's a maniac. What a psychopath. Just crushing guys. And sure as shit, it's Matt Green, who's in the NHL a few years later and doing his thing.
You guys get that? Wasn't that good? My bad. I should have paid more attention. My bad.
Well, aren't you? Well,
holy fuck.
At least I got that in.
And you watched them.
Hey, First Form at firstform.com brings us the Cam and Strick podcast. We are fueled by First Form. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. That is the link.
Yeah.
Go to the link. You like my hoodie today?
Yeah, I do. That looks really good. 100%.
It's a little big. I might give it to you.
See, this thing's First Form right here.
Yeah.
This isn't, but I eat these bad boys.
Your hat is.
Hat is today? I'm a walking billboard.
Those are
these are the
beef sticks.
Beef sticks. This is cheddar, beef and cheddar. It's so damn good. 20 grams of protein.
Have you had that new berry flavored energy drink?
Yes.
Oh my God!
But I like this bad boy the best.
American Freedom.
4th of July is coming up. This is my jam right here. Screaming Freedom right here.
Can you put that?
USA.
Put that back, dude.
USA. I love it.
USA is loading up for the World Championships. I asked somebody about the World Championships the other day, an agent. He goes, "You know how much I care about the World Championships?" I go, "I know, but they got the Frozen 4 face-off."
When you're bored and you still have energy left, and you go over there and you play to hang out and stuff like that. That's what it is. You're like, I'll go over there.
Why wouldn't you? If your boys are going?
If your knee hurts, or you're like,
or you don't have a contract.
Or you don't have a contract, you want to stay up.
Okay.
Or you're young and you want to go hang out with guys, of course.
They've got some incredible chocolate peanut butter pretzel bars. They got peanut butter. They got peanut butter pie that's out right now. Listen,
doggy.
Hey, First Form, Nick. We need to have the Stricky's Favorites weekly favorite.
But no one likes your palate, dude. You have a palate of a fucking a 57-year-old vegan woman.
You want to know the level 1 I'm using now too?
What?
Ice cream cake.
Pretty good.
Or ice cream sandwich.
I just like the red velvet.
It's ice cream. No, I'm sure you do.
I do.
That's the only. You can't.
Good.
You're like LeBron James. Give me your favorites.
Oh, the Malcolm X. He's reading the book upside down. What a fraud he is.
Give me your favorites.
He's a fraud.
Give me your favorites.
Malcolm X.
Hey, how about the NFL draft? Like the families being interviewed. They're like, "How far have you come?" We came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's like, she was asking how far the family has come. I guess they had probably overcome some like adversity or something.
Oh, yeah.
So she's like, how far has your family come? We came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
I get that. Dude, that's like, something my parents would say. You know.
Would they?
Yeah.
Hey.
Because these reporters are so like, they don't know how to like have a real conversation with you. So like, how far have you? Yeah, I went to Baton Rouge.
Fucking like came from Baton Rouge.
14 hours. I don't know. Right up the fucking highway.
What you talking about?
You know.
But there
was like 750 swinging.
That one lady was
750
like,
swinging dicks in Detroit. You look at the crowd; it's all dudes.
I know that one lady was like the interviewer going to the mom. We're gonna talk to Tony now, or whatever they called her. Tina. Here's Tina. What were your thoughts on your son? She's like, it's Tanya.
Oh, how about the one poor white girlfriend?
She's getting boxed out.
She's getting boxed out because the family's probably looking at her like, yeah, you ain't lasting long. My son already has 15 of you on the side.
It's Tanya.
It's Tanya. I got a werewolf in my neighborhood.
Dude, that was a deer.
I got a werewolf in my...
Showed me that stupid-ass picture.
Of the deer mutilated?
Yeah. We have those in my neighborhood, too.
See, Andy's a one-upper.
We have them all over my neighborhood.
Andy's a one-upper. This thing's devastating. Like, this thing's, like, people are really concerned about it. It's one. One coyote.
Who did it? Oh, it's a coyote.
It's a big wolf-looking coyote that's terrorizing. And apparently, there's pictures of him everywhere in our neighborhood. He's not scared of humans, which is odd. They're usually skittish.
Hey, real quick.
It's tearing up deer, ripping their fucking head off.
Real quick, because I don't have much time.
Then don't tell a story about
30
yourself.
seconds, dude, on the tornadoes in Oklahoma and Nebraska.
In Nebraska, pretty hardcore. Yeah, those are EF3.
No one died in Nebraska. Can you believe that?
Yeah, they
including a building that crumbled.
Yeah, not just a building. They hit up some wealthy neighborhoods, man.
It did. Some
big
nice
time.
houses.
It's some really nice houses.
Oklahoma, he had some casualties.
They're showing up. They're showing everything, and people are chirping because
what about
they have
the
money.
people that are like in the driveway outside, like filming it? You know, like
that's what I'd be doing.
Me too.
You would.
Well, I'd be on. Well, my videos tend to make the National Weather Service, dude. You know that.
And he's a one-upper.
Cam gets mad because my videos make national news.
And he's a one-upper. Didn't ever care about weather until he met me. Now he's a weather savant. Actually, and he didn't care about anything else. All the little things that I like, now Andy's the expert at because he likes to one-up you. But those tornadoes were pretty hardcore. We are going to get rocked by a tornado in St. Louis. That's going to be devastating in our lifetime.
Look at how green it is out here, baby.
It's awesome.
It's God's country.
God's country, right next to a high school.
This is God's country, baby.
Yeah, show your neighbor's yard.
That's show
your neighbor's yard.
It's my yard.
Your yard looks fantastic.
How greener.
Your neighbor yard is a goddamn Hoosier. We talked Hoosier yesterday. Great. I thought we talked a lot of hockey. I don't know if people are going to bitch about this.
I don't know. We'll see what they say.
I didn't even cuss that much.
I'm loving the YouTube interaction we're getting now.
Yeah, we are.
Keep it coming. Firstform.com/CamandStrick.
Check it out, guys.
Use our link and get on it, man, and download that app and let them get your life moving in the right direction.
Damn right.
You don't have to be a big muscle freak or like
just get in shape.
Just listen, get yourself in shape. You have any questions?
You want to make yourself feel good.
I'll even get you in touch with First Form Nick, dude.
Absolutely.
Okay, and he'll help
make you
too.
feel good. Your brain, your body, everything.
Yes,
everything.
How did you feel after going to Illinois Recovery Center?
Man, it's always tough. Get off your phone. We're talking about serious addiction problems. Now you're looking at your goddamn phone. Don't play with me on that. I've been doing it because I got you. You have to keep it on. I'm talking about people going through addiction. Yeah. And you're looking at your phone because your wife's asking you to pick up milk. It was pretty hardcore, man. And this round, I was talking to the patients, and it was more alcohol than anything. But there was a lot of fentanyl too. There's a lot of women in there. A lot of women getting jammed up too. And they got to watch that too when you get guys and girls in the facility.
Oh, are they allowed to intermingle?
Yeah, but you got to keep an eye on that. You got to think you're stuck in there for a couple weeks, 3, 4, 5 weeks at a time. You get a female in there. Eric Conley and Chrissy Pondoff. Well, more Eric Conley. I love Chrissy. He's my boy. But Eric Conley's the guy that runs the show, dude. He is there every single day. He deals with every
boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. Him and his wife, lovely wife, are there every damn day.
Wow.
Dealing with all this stuff, man.
Yeah, great
all
wife.
the little stuff going on. He tells me about everything. Not internal stuff with patients. So you can't do that.
No,
but
HIPAA.
just like what's going on around, what they have to keep an eye out for and stuff like that. But they're doing a damn good job. I sat there for an hour. A lot of Blues fans. A lot of Blues fans there. I don't know what that means, but there are.
There's a lot of Blues fans.
A lot of Blues fans everywhere. But yeah, it was cool to talk to him, man. I think I made a lot of people feel a lot better.
Oh, good.
They looked at me, and Chrissy always goes, "He's one of us." I'm like, I am. I'm one of you guys, man.
Yeah.
I got a problem. I had the biggest problem going, and I got rid of it, and I never think about it again. Now, I still got other issues I got to deal with, but nothing that was that bad with the painkiller abuse I had to go
You've
through.
never gone back to that.
I don't even think about painkillers. I don't even think about it
So
anymore.
if people want to get in touch with Illinois Recovery Center, what should they do?
You go to www.illinoisrecoverycenter.com. You can call them up. The website's right there.
What's
they got
the
a
phone
number? Go ahead.
800-743-0971.
0971. So you can call them.
You can always message me for the number.
You can message
like
me.
that.
You can message Andy. You can message anybody, really. Eric Connolly's on Facebook. Chrissy's on Facebook. Whatever. Any way you want to get a hold of us.
There's a bed waiting for you.
And there's certainly a nice bed waiting for you. Don't wait any longer. If you know, you know. Get in on it right now and get this taken care of so you can move on with your life and be normal again.
Yeah.
Illinois Recovery Center.
Yeah. Well said, Ken. I'm glad you went out there and spoke with the people, by the way.
Always, I love it.
Yeah.
I love doing that. I do. I think I'm pretty good at it. Too.
Hat launch.
Hat launch. I tell you what, man.
They put out some great
content. They put out some damn good stuff, man.
We want to come do some content.
We want to do a little golf tournament. Let's get dressed up in hat launch gear.
It's a scramble for your sake.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Because your ball. Cam will lose about 25 balls that day.
Yeah, you're right. So you.
How many holes? 18?
If we did 18 holes.
I'll do like 12.
And there's a camera on Andy and I the whole time. We would entertain the hell out of you guys. Big time. My swing.
I could probably play under pressure.
You pissing me off would be hilarious.
Right.
It would. Now, would I be like worn out by the end of the day? Fine. But I'll give you guys content.
When are we doing it?
We should do a hat launch golf tourney.
Oh,
not tournament, but maybe just like film
an
outing.
Yeah.
Well, we put all their stuff on, man.
I'm down.
Represent because they got all kinds.
They
of
are
good
America's
gear.
#1 source for customized hats. Dude.
Yeah.
So like, if you are a business owner, if you have a school, you have any type of team, whatever it is, customize your hat, dude. Represent your brand. Every hat has a story. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's this story?
Story 4 years now, baby. Doing pretty dang good. Cam and Strick podcast right there.
So people asking if we have stickers and stuff like that. We'll get some Cam and Strick stickers.
We do.
People ask me for stickers.
Gave them away.
Did
maybe?
you?
I don't know. It's our caricature of me.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty good. It's hilarious, actually.
So hatlaunch.
I got one on my helmet.
Listen, customize your hat no matter where you are in the world. You can get a hat made, quick turnaround.
Yeah.
They will bring it to you
legit
faster than you can even imagine. Yep. Unbelievable quality, great people, locally owned if you're local, but you don't have to be local,
dude. They'll take care of you anywhere you're at.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're the real deal. Hat launch. Check them out. We'll do a little golf outing.
When I say locally owned, I don't mean like, I mean like,
no, we saw them in St. Louis. They're from St. Louis.
Like, it's not
doesn't mean that they're just.
It's not like some big corporation, whatever. It's
no, but they're tight knit here. But they could.
Yeah, but you can talk directly to the guys who run it, dude.
But if you're in Wisconsin or something, they'll hook you up.
All right, hatlaunch.com. Cam at Bellman, you get no
swinging dicks. You don't get 750 swinging dicks like you did at the draft in Detroit. What a nightmare that was. That's Andy's dream right there. A bunch of dudes cruising around.
Is that waste management?
I don't know what that. Yeah. No, but this is all like older men, like dressed up like, geez Louise.
Like, we need a tackle.
We need a tackle. A left tackle, damn it. And then they're all like, they're all sitting there. And it's like 20 minutes before each pick.
I know.
Like, that's, to me, I'm like, I ain't going to that.
Bellman, you have
no swinging
Buick
dicks.
GMC on one side of the street. On the other side, Cam, if you can believe this, you've got Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You got something for everybody.
Fat ass 250.
Cam's looking at a pink Jeep, 2 doors, small wheels.
I'm done with the Jeep thing. I'll take a Buick. I'll take a Buick. They drive like Cadillacs.
Oh, I'd take a Buick in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
you want that frosted white tan interior?
Don't care for that. Don't care for that. But they got.
Why wouldn't you care for that?
Because I don't want pink anything.
I didn't say it's pink. I said frosted white.
I don't want I could do a frosted white.
Tan interior.
I got a truck right now with frosted white, kind of pretty nice.
Yeah,
looks pretty good with black rims. Looks pretty badass. They got all kinds of options up there.
Nice.
And they don't have a swinging his dick around when he comes out there bragging about himself to your wife.
But they will give you sushi and flavored water. God, man, my sinus infection.
Even your like, your kind of jokes that you like to do don't even work out. Your body even says, I'm going to have a hiccup before I say they're giving me fucking flavored water and sushi. Your body's internally saying, no, you're lying to the people.
Allergies are so bad here in this part of the world.
Here, take Zyrtec, homeboy. Take one of these.
Because behind my cheeks and stuff were just hurting.
Take one of these Zyrtec before you go. Although I don't want to give you any medicine. I don't trust your body.
What is that going to do for me?
Is that what the hell do you think it's going to do, damn it?
Can I drive with that?
Yes.
Is it?
No, you're not getting anything from me. I don't trust you. It's like a child.
Cam's handing me.
Like I can't give him. I gotta give him a fucking Flintstones.
Listen,
vitamin.
All y'all out there.
Jesus Christ.
All y'all shit kickers in Saskatchewan and Alberta. If Cam's pulling something out of his damn bag, I don't know, whatever else he's got. Are you taking it? What's in his bag? Well, you might.
They're like, yes, I am. Those are my people right there. Question. You know what's up. Yeah. But I can't give it. Andy's like a child. Like you gotta like. Maybe I can give him a Flintstone vitamin. I don't know, but I'm not gonna give him even a Zyrtec. Zyrtec helps.
Look at how green it is out here, baby.
Everybody's grass is green, homie.
It's
like
God's country.
It's not God. They ain't no God's country.
Bugsy Malone, baby, on this edition of the Cam and Strick podcast. By the way, say hi to Danny boy.
Danny, what's up, homie?
And Dale.
Dale, God damn it, get back to work, Dale.
And Kenny.
Kenny, get Dale back to work.
Bellman Automotive, located.
Troy, Missouri.
Brings us the Cam and Strick podcast.
Love you guys.
Baby. The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview. What's up, dude? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's going great. Excited to come into town or tomorrow, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. We're playing against each other, baby. Let's
I
go.
know. I'm worried about you.
I might toe pick and like fall again. Actually, I might fall. I don't want to hurt. Who's playing out there? We got. I know Garth isn't playing, but we got. Another
Dirk Bentley.
Dirk Bentley. I have a feeling I'm just gonna run into him, like on accident, and hurt him. He's gonna hurt his wrist. He can't fucking perform.
Well, he'll be trying.
Is he good?
Well, I think he takes it kind of serious. I think he's into it.
All right, what's up?
I've seen him at youth hockey tournaments for my kid. Like his kid plays and he gives pump up speeches and stuff like that. So.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that's exciting. I know that's where sometimes it's hard. I think now we're so old when you accidentally are about to run into somebody, you used to kind of stop, but if you end up getting hurt yourself, so you're like, oh, sorry, buddy.
My shoulder's going into you, dude. I gotta protect myself.
Hey, Ryan, and we just hit record. Yeah, we just go. Cam. Yeah. He shouldn't even be allowed to play in this game because we had a pickup game not too long ago. And so if I start mumbling, I don't know where I'm at, it's because I'm still dazed and confused. He got his elbow up high, very dirty, and
don't be a pussy.
Concussed my head, just slammed my head into the glass.
No,
and then wanted to fight me after.
Andy comes out and skates with us once in a while in different kind of events, and 10 years ago, Bobby Plager hit Andy in a game in front of everybody, knocked him on his ass. And then right before the Winter Classic, we're all skating. Andy gets invited out. I don't know how, but he's out there, and Chaser runs him over. And then Chaser and I are playing years down the line, and Andy comes out, and I went like this to him. And he doesn't wear shoulder pads like a dick. And his head goes, well, blam! And he was confused, and he tried to fight me. It's all in that live barn, and it's just... I felt like a bully. I did rattle him a little bit, and I'm not happy about it, but I'm done with that shit.
That's a trifecta.
I'm not going to mess up your pretty face, I'll tell you that right now.
How often,
you look young, dude.
How often do you skate? You skate a lot?
No, I haven't. I was fortunate enough to play at Mario has a little fantasy camp back in Pittsburgh a few weeks ago. So I got plenty of ice time there to play and have a good time there. So it was fun.
See your buddy? How close are you with Mario?
Not super close, but I have his phone number. I don't know.
Can you text him like, hey, what's up with this or something? He gets back to you right away?
No. Well, it depends on sometimes. It depends what it is.
What is Mario like? What's he like? We see Wayne all the time because he's here in St. Louis. Yeah. And he's the most down to earth. You just never know. He's one of the greatest athletes ever, let alone the greatest hockey player ever right there. Mario is right there too. Is Mario the same? Is he one of the boys when he's out with everybody?
Yeah, but he's so he just has that presence and he's just quiet. He just takes it all in, and he sees everything, so he doesn't have to say much, and when he speaks, you kind of listen. That was just always I was obviously a fan as a kid and then very fortunate to play with him. Even I remember that first year in the league, they needed an extra, they were playing cards in the back, playing hearts. It's oh, Bugsy, you know how to play hearts? I go, oh yeah, sure. I play on the computer, not knowing they count every card and know how to actually play cards. But it was just a cool experience being able an opportunity to even, play with them. And get to know him as a person. But yeah, down to earth. He helps. I know he loves the alumni and helps out, behind the scenes. Doesn't need to be in the public spotlight at all or anything, but he does so many great things, especially for the city of Pittsburgh. I mean, he's the main reason hockey is what it is in Pittsburgh, and you see how it's grown and how it has just become now more of I would say, a powerhouse at the elite levels with some of the programs they have running now. But it's all because of his love for the game and then giving back to the community.
So when you say he sees everything, is it like when Lou Lamoriello saw every time I put a chew in my mouth in the locker room, he'd show up right around the corner? Like, is that what Mario does?
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day because he knows like seekers just stick in his mind, like the people. I'm sure everyone knows the people that come and haunt you for autographs.
Oh yeah,
and even at his camp, they're crazy because we had like Yager and everybody here, so there's just seekers everywhere. And the guy comes up, he's like, "Oh yeah, you never got your autograph before." He's like, "Oh, do you have a twin?" Because like yesterday, you're the same guy. And I remember it was my first year in the league, getting off the bus, and like even Long Island, it's like late at night, and these kids are coming over trying to get our autographs, and I'm of course signing everything. And Mario's like, "No, go back over there, tell so and so," because the seekers would then send kids over because they know they're not going to get anything signed if they personally come over. So they pay these kids to come over to get the autographs. And I guess that's what happened at his celebrity like golf tournament he had when he had Jordan and all these guys. And these people are paying these kids to come get all the autographs. And next thing you know, all this stuff's on eBay. It's like
smart.
That's a cool ass job if you're a kid. Hey, listen, I'll give you $100. Go get Michael Jordan's autograph.
How do you say no to a kid though? Even if you know that guy told him to do it.
I know that's the hard part, but he just, that was just one thing I always remember. He was already just a few steps ahead.
Yeah, those guys are like that. Hey, listen, but from a hockey standpoint, when you're young, you come into the locker room, like how intimidating is he? And is he like Holly? Like if you give him a bad pass, he's going to be like, "Get this guy the fuck off my line."
Who the fuck is it?
Or is he patient with the young guys that just would never get pissed like that?
Maybe inside he did, because I remember I was fortunate to play on a line, so I'm just wherever he was, I don't care where. I was just trying to give him the puck. He's like, "You can't just keep, that's not going to actually help us." But yeah, he was, I think, patient and understood, the game, and then just meeting the guys where they're at their skill level, which is below his. So he's like, "Obviously, you probably didn't see me back there, so he'd give you some slack." But I just remember in practice, Eddie Olchuk was the coach, and anytime end of practice, we're getting bagged a little bit, Ace would just be like, "Give it the cut it down, blow the whistle down," and then practice was over. So Eddie, and he was the owner too at that time of the team. So I mean, Eddie kind of had his hands tied. But as a young group, it was really fun just to kind of learn. Even John LeClaire was there, a few other legends. Who else? Ziggy Palffy was there.
Yeah, baby.
And he retired he had 41 points, 41 games, retired like on a Tuesday. And I think he like left $6 or $9 million in the bank. And
why? Why? Because I heard that too.
Yeah, I still don't know why. But I remember him and Mario would always go back and forth, like giving it back to each other. That was
really
fun. Yeah.
But what about Eddie being like, "Fuck off, Mario! I need you to do this." Does that ever happen?
No, it wasn't happening.
No, it wasn't.
Hey, when did they start calling him Ace? For some reason, like I never knew that was his nickname.
I don't know. That was just when making the team and being around him. That's the nickname, and that made sense. Numero uno one.
Is that why Anson Carter does it?
Yeah.
Hey Mario, it's Ace.
Sure.
It's Ace. I
That's
never heard that.
Did you gave him that nickname or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where are you at right now? Where do you live
I'm in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Tampa.
It's great. It's got great energy. I mean, leaving here in 2015 and then now coming back, seeing what Mr. Vinnick, same thing, and the team has done in the community and stuff, and see how it's like a little hockey hotbed here again. Similar to how Pittsburgh was when you win those cups in the early 90s, all of a sudden some other rinks get put in. The youth start getting involved. We start playing, the deck hockey even. And you see that, the lightning flags everywhere down here. So it's definitely hockey paradise.
Do people recognize you everywhere you go still? And are you on the beach? Like, how's
really.
your setup?
Yeah, not really.
That's good.
He can hide.
You could hide still?
Are you on the water, though? Like, you got a nice setup there?
Yeah, no, we're in a good neighborhood. There's a bunch of other guys. I'm not on the water. Vinny and Stammer and Hetty, some of those guys are on the water. But it's a nice, there's some NFL players around. So you have kind of some like-minded people. And it's just a small little community. It's perfect.
Phil Maroon
there. Patty's little older brother.
Patty's there. Yeah, Patty's. Yeah, as you know him probably pretty well.
Yeah.
So he's him at the kind of location over here. There's I ended up purchasing actually Bogosian's house, Zach Bogosian. So I know him and Patty were.
Oh yeah,
he's cool as shit.
Quite a bit. Yeah,
he's
good
cool kid. Yeah. You got a boat, man? Are you a boat guy?
No, but I've friends with the boats are always the best.
Right. You drive me.
That's right.
It's funny because even when Stammer first came in the league, we're all in the one neighborhood. Even like Mark Recchi, there's probably like 11 of us, Mike Smith, Steve Downie. And then I'm like, Stammer, you should get a boat, like, I think you can even like rent it out as another property if it has like a bed in it and stuff, like you can do all this. And he finally I think he's got like a smaller boat now, but I was like, I knew he would be here a lot longer than I would. So
what's he like, man? I mean, I've always loved his game as a player. He came in like it was such a weird situation. Like you were on the team with like Len Barry and like Oren Koulis, like owning the team. Barry Melrose was the coach. Yeah. Like he's like sitting out of games. Like it was just such a crazy situation. And this guy is gonna, obviously he's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer, man, when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at his character. You look at all these guys that have that success. You look at just kind of the person they are. And I think coming in, it was as an 18-year-old, they had a lot of pressure on them. And as you said, I think they hired Barry Melrose before they even hired their GM. And I think Barry only lasted like 16 games or so. He was kind of that old school mentality, not so much structure or X's and O's, we can say.
Go play.
Yeah, but I know like with Stammer, the management, they're like, oh, you're not strong enough to play. So some games they would sit out and like do a workout. It wasn't really making a lot of sense. So I'm sure it was confusing for him just even have that confidence and get going a little bit. But I know he's surrounded himself with like Gary Roberts in the summer. He was up in Toronto and has been training up there for a long time and can lean on to Robs. And, Marty St. Louis was a great, I think, influence as well, and leader, and Vinny and those guys to be around, help push them and learn, but ultimately develop his own kind of leadership, knack. And it was, I think, great even having Stevie Y here when he kind of really took over. Really, I think sat Stammer down because the one year he ended up scoring 60 with us, which was really cool. But I don't think maybe that year we didn't finish in the playoffs. We lost in the first round. And Stevie, I think, brought him in as like, well, hey, do you want to score 60 every year or do you want to like win a Stanley Cup? And being the leader, you got to be able to play the right way. The guys, everyone's looking at you to lead by example, play the 200-foot game. And that's where I think you really saw him take off. Personally, even the last few years in the playoffs, I thought he was played his best hockey. And I think it just carries over to the regular season now. But the 200-foot game and just being that guy in the dressing room, on and off the ice, leading by example, speaks to his character. I just know, I think he won the Marc Messier Award last year or 2 years ago as well for leadership. So I mean, that just once again speaks to what a great person he is and man. So it'll be definitely interesting here with his contract coming up. What's happening? I'm surprised he's not locked up personally.
We've been talking about that, man, because like his age at 34, like when he's going to sign his contract at 34, and which makes a difference because he could retire before it's all said and done, and it's not going to count against the cap. And it's like they should give him like a sweetheart, like parting gift. You know what I'm saying? Like give him an extra year or two. Like knowing he may not play, but pay him for everything he's done for that franchise in that city.
Yeah, I mean that's what I would think, and that's where like you said, he's been here since he's 18. So I know he does a lot of great things as well in the community, but you have to have that character. And I know, obviously Cam, we're the character guys. You need that in the culture, especially nowadays with the young guys. I feel growing up, you need to have that great leadership. I think he's, well worth it, what cost would be.
Yeah. Plus he stayed. Like he could have left before, but he stayed. Hey, real quick though, Barry Melrose, Barry's always been cool as hell, man. Like you see him around, like everyone knows he's got that persona. Like, was he not cool as a coach? Did he change? You think he had too much stress? He was trying to figure it out and probably a little uncomfortable because he hadn't been a coach. The game had changed. Trying to catch up with the current trends was difficult. Like, was there ever a time where he was cool Barry, even as a coach, or was he just kind of different than what we see?
I thought he was always cool Barry, but I think then just for myself, coming from, we lost in the Stanley Cup Finals in Pittsburgh, and understanding how detailed and disciplined the game plans were, and the meetings beforehand, and then as you said, kind of I think Barry's last coaching job, he was coaching Gretz and those guys and just kind of letting them play. So that strategy just didn't work that well. For us, I think we had Mike Smith the first 2 games. We've actually played in Prague, and he had 50 plus, I think, saves the first 2 nights. We're playing shinny hockey. It wasn't exactly what I guess would be successful now, or you'd think would translate. But I mean, I respect him as a person, and he's a great human being. I just was kind of like you said that. I think the time when he was coaching till the time now is okay, we have meetings to prepare for certain things. So
Brian Lawton was the GM, man. A crazy time at the time there in Tampa, dude.
Yeah. Hey, what? So
go ahead.
Great to see. I was going to say, it's great to see Mr. Vinnick here, the new owner, and really, take the bull by the horns and really develop the game in the community and then reward the community. I think he gives away $50,000 every week to a community hero. Wow. That's doing something positive in the community. And it's all about, treating everybody with respect. So it's the doorman, he has a Stanley Cup ring, I believe, from the Stanley Cups, the head security guys. It's really about making that environment as it should, just with love and respect to everybody. So you guys, it's great to see it build and then have success on the ice, but ultimately off the ice. Here you can see how downtown's changed and is booming because of his attitude.
Well, fuck, if I was an 18-year-old and I was a first rounder, man, and Tampa's up, I'd be like, fuck yeah, pick me, baby, let's go. I'm gonna be right next to fucking you and with all those other guys on there. And you speak of Steve Downie. I played with him in Windsor, and I know I know in a sad way you get car accident. I think his father passed away, but we're trying to get a hold of him. And he's a unique kid, man. He's been through a lot in his life, but he was a pretty damn good player. A little crazy, but how long did you play with him? And what do you have to say about Steve Downie? People know.
I love him like a little brother. Actually, I mean, playing against him, he was one of those guys you got to keep your head up. But as you said, he had some of those hard times growing up, which I'm sure, not easy to deal with. But I was very fortunate. Actually, I just moved back to Tampa here a month ago. 2 weeks ago, I saw Downs. His boy was playing in Clearwater here.
Yeah.
So got to see him. He's living way up north of Toronto.
Got a gas station or something, right?
He has a snowmobile lodge. He has all this acreage way out. I mean, there's no running water. He is in the bush.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So people rent or time to go up there, and they do these big snowmobile excursions. But he seems to be doing good. I think we're all a little rattled with Chris Simon and Koltsov there a few weeks ago. Taking their lives. And I think, it's hard not to get, a little emotional because you just hear, it's just, a guy like Downs, you worry. And, we're such a unique brotherhood for all of us. And being part of, the board of alumni, realizing there's only 4,500 of us alive that have played a game. It's whoa, that's that's a small amount of people that are like-minded, you know, and I think been very fortunate to, you know, talk to these, you know, different Green Berets and SEALs and, you know, people that are a little bit similar in that, you know, in the brotherhood of we're going to just do what it takes. Like none of us grew up dreaming of, you know, just fighting in the NHL. Like we just wanted to be in the NHL and we're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. So when we step away from the game, that transition and purpose and all that is so hard on us because that's our identity, yeah, you know, for most of us. And so being able to see Downs and you know, I think coming into St. Louis here and, you know, celebrating the amazing job Chaser and Glenna have done with the alumni the last few years. But I definitely believe there's still another level we all can get to when we realize how important it is to, you know, stay connected and help each other out so we don't feel so isolated, you know, moving forward with whatever we may need, you know, to help heal ourselves. So it's just really about, you know, just tying those little loose ends together and stay connected so we can help each other out. We're all unique individuals, and you know that's what makes us also special, I think. But you hate to hear some of those stories, and then you know Downs. I know just as I mentioned, felt like a little brother. So to see him the other week was great. I know he's very happy with his kids and stuff. Seeing them now play hockey and get into it. So yeah, I pray for him and love for him. That's a lot.
Yeah. You know, he was in St. Louis for a hockey tournament last Memorial Day or Labor Day weekend. I always get those holidays confused, man. The one in September, but
it's a big difference.
He, I know that. So Labor Day weekend, he was in town. And, I mean, you would have never thought it was him, you know, like I knew he was there. I knew he was tight with Cam and talked to him for a while. I've talked to him since then, trying to get him to come on the podcast and stuff like that because he does have a great story to tell. So it's great that you're able to connect with him. But you do like so much charity work. You got the hashtag Hockey is Healing. I saw that on the back of the jersey of one of the charity events you were in. You do some stuff with like mental illness. So how'd that come about? Like, why is that such a passion of yours?
Yeah, I think the foundation came about with in Pittsburgh, someone had an extra deck hockey rink and they're like, Bugsy, can you kind of do something with it? And I've always supported, you know, veteran programs as I played. But I got to meet the Pittsburgh Warriors and what they kind of stand for. They kind of bring in anyone that's been honorably discharged. If they've even never played hockey before, they'll get them some equipment, get them on skates, bring them into the locker room, you know, really help them as well, you know, find a new purpose. And it just kind of has been taking off from there. You hear some of those stories. It's the same thing. The VA, you know, isn't as receptive to everybody, you know, and helping them. So they're looking for different ways of healing. And when you're around those like-minded people that have been through it, they can lean on each other to help pull each other out of those dark spaces. And that's where that locker room comes in, you know, even helps like for the wives that are involved. Because everyone's kind of going through something. And then using the hockey, as we know, what a powerful tool it is for your mental health. I mean, even learning a new skill, there's science done on, you know, you're creating new pathways by learning to skate and holding a stick. You know, it's obviously it's a hard sport, but ultimately it's that camaraderie off the ice as well. So it's been just you know, just an amazing opportunity so far. The last, we just started 2022 to have these Warrior Hockey Academies where we're kind of teaching some skill on the ice, then off the ice, you know, building a community so we can work on, you know, the mind, body, and soul stuff to help each other, you know, become better people and be thriving. So
the Blues do the same thing, man. We got the Blues Warriors. They're
Great
tough.
program.
They're tough. So if they want to go toe to toe, like we always mix in the ex-NHL guys in there too, man.
Yeah.
They don't mess around. They'll challenge me, hack me in the back of the leg. I'm like, God damn. Like, all right, you win.
I know.
You know?
There it is. That's where it's almost like, it's like you guys already fought the battles. Like, just like this should be just fun. Like,
yeah,
fun.
no, they're serious.
They're very serious. But it's been great. The Pittsburgh Warriors have been awesome, and then in Tampa here recently, got to know those guys as well. But you see these organizations kind of all over the States and even in Canada, and what powerful things they can do. So we're just happy to kind of be a part of that and kind of kickstart that a little bit. And I mean, it'd be great to see every NHL team have these Warrior programs as well.
Yeah, the Blues are super supportive of it, man. And, Rob Ramage, former player, does it unbelievable. He's out there on the ice all the time. And the Warriors are incredible. A couple of them have kids that are playing too, gotten to know some of those guys. A couple of them work at the rink, actually, where the Blues practice. So it's a close-knit group. They practice. They're on the ice all the time, man, like early in the morning.
They'll fucking whack you. They'll whack you.
Hey, what's up with that Kucherov, man? You know him pretty well. Like, this guy is, like, unbelievable. He has like no interest in like talking to anybody really when you see him at the All-Star game and stuff like that. Took a bunch of heat.
Yeah, he did.
But you watch him play, like makes it look so easy. He's just like different. What's he about?
Yeah, I just remember he was coming up when I was on my way out, and he was like just crushing those M&Ms from like the mini bar for breakfast, like waiting for the bus. I'm like, must be nice. But I know he works really hard at his game with Adam Oates. And definitely can think the game, and he does make it look easy, but it is such an exciting player to watch. But yeah, I think with his people don't understand that dedication. I think as well about learning the game in those spots to be that point guy and have those skills, but to see him make those plays at high speeds it's been fun to watch. Went to the Lightning game the other day against Long Island. They're just snapping it around. It is fun to watch. So they're going to be. No one's talking about them. Talking about Cooch, but no, like playoff run. They're just kind of sitting there. I wouldn't. With all the experience they have, I think they got a chance.
They don't even talk about Cooch that much.
I know. I'm looking at the roster though. Like Hedman's got like 70+ points again. Like Hagel. Like no one even talks about this Hagel.
Yeah.
Who's got like as many goals as like Braden Point or whatever.
He doesn't get talked about.
No, and Point no one even talks about that guy. Like they're a fun team to watch. Man, I always root for Tampa Bay. I've known John Cooper for a long time. You tell a hilarious story, man, about how you wanted to like kill him one time or whatever. But have you guys?
We squashed that. That's a long time ago.
I know. I'm sure, man. I'm sure. Have you been around him? Like living out there, you see him. He's different than most coaches,
Yeah, I think coming in, we just saw things a little differently, and which was okay. I think my ego got in the way a little bit, and then I know just being back here recently, I actually saw him he had Cooper's Catch. He does his foundation, which is great. But yeah, he's a different coach. At first, you're like, why is he trying to come to our team parties and stuff? It was just kind of a little strange. But he wants to.
That's Coop, man.
So what? Wait. So like, what do you mean though? Like, you'd have a team party.
He'd come and like bring like a big bottle of vodka or whatever, and try to like just be one of the guys.
Were the guys like, what the fuck is this? Or were they like, yeah, Coop, let's take a shot together?
Yeah, well, yeah. So I mean, I don't know how long you end up staying that first time, but I know just from like the minors when they won and like went on that big winning streak, like he was just kind of one of the guys, I guess, and that's how he kind of relates.
That is odd, though, I would say, because that's not normal, and I think that would maybe rub some guys the wrong way. Like, damn, like, oh, hey Coop, like we love you, respect you, you're a cool guy, but
this is our time.
This is our time, man. I don't want you seeing me do things,
Yeah, because I mean, I mean, it's usually the guys in the room that have to either like that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Like, they can motivate all they want, but it's the guys in the room that hold each other accountable. It's that leadership we're talking about that you need to be successful. It's in the room. But yeah, he does a good job of just, I think, motivating the guys. And his thing is just always, having that swag and confidence. So, it's great to see him, have success, and same thing what he's doing here in Tampa.
So growing up around Pittsburgh, I don't know how far out you were from Pittsburgh, but you get drafted and all of a sudden you start playing for your hometown team. Like, I get the game. Like, when you were playing, were all your buddies like, damn, let's go, dragging you in different places, hook me up with that, let's go here after that? Like, explaining to people what it's like playing in your hometown?
Yeah, for me, it was, I mean, I grew up, my dad, when he retired, he was in the organization as the head scout there. So his office was next to Craig Patrick's office. So as a kid, we'd always just kind of be the rink rats. Like even the old Civic Arena had big ramps. So we'd rollerblade around the rink, even play hide and go seek with his kids, and Eddie Johnson, his kids were all kind of the same age. So it was just really cool to grow up, in that environment. Like looking back, even Brian Trottier's son was on my high school team, so Trotz would take us to practice sometimes. And looking back, you're like, holy geez, I had kind of a very fortunate upbringing to be around those guys and fall in love with the game. I think ultimately, for even seeing the pranks, I remember my dad bringing me in the locker room, showing he was putting like baby powder down the blow dryer and then shaving creams in the towels and folding them back and putting them in, and all this the fun stuff the guys would do. So yeah, I just kind of fell in love with the game. And in Pittsburgh, as we were mentioning, there wasn't really many rinks even around at that time. So no one went, even to college, or you never heard about anyone going anywhere. So myself and RJ Umberger were kind of the first two that made it out of the Pittsburgh area that were kind of trained there, and ended up getting drafted by Pittsburgh. And then I just remember at training camp, even like putting on the jersey for real. That first time was just an amazing opportunity. And even still, I was like, even if I played in Wilkes-Barre, I'm like, so I get to tell people I'm a hockey player for my job. I thought that was obviously the coolest part. And then, being able to put on that jersey for like opening night and making the team was a dream come true. And then I think on my journey in hockey, when I was 15, I kind of started going up to Minnesota hockey camps and training. And then the summers I'd be up there every summer. So I kind of lost ties with some of my friends, or most of them, in Pittsburgh. So it wasn't the best crowd, I would just say, growing up. So we're kind of, checking, making sure all the laws were the real laws, if you want to so but yeah, so moving back wasn't too bad. I didn't have too many people all over me, but you always have, I'm sure, same with you, Cam, you go back to your hometown, I was like, oh, I should have stuck with it. If you made it, like I could have made it. I'm like,
oh yeah, sure, you would have.
Yeah,
fucking get out of here.
It's just like, yeah, I guess if you would have stuck with it, I guess you're right. I don't know.
That's my line. That's my
That's
line,
what Andy
Ryan.
tells me every day. The coaches got me. It's politics.
Hey.
Yeah. So, but I was very fortunate just to have I think that good guidance with my dad, obviously playing and then being the head scout. He was always like, even first round picks don't make it, even when you get drafted, that doesn't mean anything. So just kind of got to go out there and prove it. And at the end of the day, I always use Marty St. Louis as kind of an example. You got someone that was never drafted, win a Stanley Cup, he's in the Hall of Fame. This is back when, you had to be at least 6 foot tall to play.
Yeah.
And still proved everybody wrong. So, because it's good advice for those hockey parents. Hockey parents are a different animal.
Oh my God, your dad was probably in the scouting meetings, but like, there's a Bugsy Malone.
Yeah, there's this guy,
this Bugsy,
this Ryan kid I know.
He's got sick hair. He can shoot. And he fights.
He's a beautiful man.
And I think we should really look at him. Hey, listen, Pittsburgh, and I was just there too. I've been to working games there, NHL games, and it's an amazing. They got the facilities and everything. But my kid just had a hockey tournament there, man. That Mario Lemieux Ice Center, whatever they call it, is incredible. There's a lot of similarities between Pittsburgh and St. Louis, I think, just in terms of how the hockey communities have grown. All these kids from St. Louis now in the NHL. Brandon Saad's playing here. You got Gibson, obviously, in Anaheim doing his thing. So, yeah, Pittsburgh's grown, man. Like, did you feel like growing up that you had I mean, you're the first one, but did you feel like it could be done? Like, were people like, oh, no one makes it to the NHL from Pittsburgh? Because that's what they kind of told us here in St. Louis. Like, if you're from St. Louis, you're not. It's only for the kids from Michigan, Massachusetts, Canada. Otherwise, you're just not going to make it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that's where I think just ultimately just falling in love with it and keep going after it. I didn't realize even after I was at college, and then I was at my college, Mark Hardigan and Tyler Arneson They went and played their first NHL games. So seeing then someone from my college, seeing them be on TV with all of, our idols, I was like, oh, okay, geez, maybe I do have a chance. So that was kind of an eye opener that, okay, maybe there is not a good opportunity there to be able to pursue that.
How was Shattuck, St. Mary's? You like it there? Like looking back on it, was that a good place for you to go? We've had some kids who have gone there. A lot of NHL legends, obviously, Crosby and Taves and all these guys, went there. What's the experience like there?
Yeah, I mean, that's all about character at the end of the day, right? Taking care of yourself. Obviously, I remember doing your own laundry, get up for yourself, and I mean, you grew up a little faster when your parents aren't around. So, but ultimately, it was like everyone gets number, I think 1 through 27 or whatever they still have. There's no nameplates. I mean, because that doesn't matter at all. It's all about the front of the logo and how you represent the school and team. So I think I was very fortunate at that place, and especially Minnesota hockey camps, with Herbie and Chuck Rillo starting. That was all just kind of about character. And, I still remember the first quote they have in the mirror there is like, you can only cheat the man in the mirror. So it's all about the character. And if you look at, all these the players we talk about, Marty and Stammer and Sid and all these guys, they're great people, at the end of the day. And they have their goals and they get after it,
So what was it like when, so you were there, started in like 03, and then like Crosby comes, were you guys all in the locker room like, God damn, this motherfucker. Like, we've been hearing about this dude. Then he shows up. Like, were you like, this is everything I thought he was going to be? Like, it had to have been, right?
Yeah, at first you're just like, he was so explosive on the ice. You're just like, whoa, those first 3 strides, you just remember how explosive he was. That was the first thing. And then you just see his determination, on and off the ice. It was just always on. I remember even that first year we didn't make the playoffs, and I'm still like, holy shit, pinch me, I'm in the NHL. Like, it could be worse, we could be not in the NHL. He's like, fuck that. Like, we need to be in the playoffs every year. Like, I was like, oh, okay.
He's
Yeah.
18
all right.
saying 18, that?
He's telling you that 18.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. He's telling me, like, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Cause my whole thing is like, man, I'm in the NHL. Like, I'm a happy camper. He was like, man, we need to be like in the Stanley, playing for the Stanley Cup. I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we're doing this for.
That's right. That's right. But I think he always just has that, drive. And he's been doing, I mean, it's just amazing to see him continue that. I think that's the amazing thing with some of the injuries and things he's had, to continue that, to play at that elite level is just, I mean, people don't give him enough credit, I think, for he just sent the points per game milestone.
19 years, man.
19 years. Yeah. This guy, he's going to end up with close to 90 points, maybe more than 90 points. Yeah. He's getting like 2-3 points a game right now. It's incredible watching him play. But when he was living with Mario, would you guys like give him shit about living with Mario? Like, are you ever going to move out of Mario's house, Sydney? I mean, you're making like a lot of money. You don't need to live in Mario's house forever. But did he ever have you guys over? Hey guys, come on over to my house.
Mario's. We're like, no, we want to get away from.
You guys want to go swimming at Mario's?
Yeah, we gave him plenty of crap. I know Kobe Armstrong and Talbot and all of us. I mean, that team, we had Fleury. We were all just a bunch of young guys. We were pulling pranks like every day. It was head on a swivel. Like, we were having so much fun. And you didn't have any responsibilities, or any kids or anything yet. So most of us were young and just having a blast every day at the rink. So it was a lot of fun.
But then you get Malkin, and you're like, we got 2 of these motherfuckers. Like, wow. Like, what was he like? Didn't speak a lick of English. Probably cocky, right? I mean,
he's fun. No, he was good. He didn't speak any English. And his original nickname was like Guinea. And we're like, Guinea, that's then we ended up coming up with Gino. He was just a skilled. I thought he was actually more skilled than Sid. But just that determination, right? Sid's like whole other level. And Gino, like from playing with, I was fortunate with Sid and Gino. Sid was like, I'd give him a wobbly pass, like in his feet. We're doing a breakout drill. It's like, fuck, put on my tape flat. I'm like, fuck, buddy. Like, hold on. Like, I'm getting my bearings still. Like, why don't you just slow down? Like, it's practice. And so he definitely, pushed people and teammates, to be dialed in from practice on. Or Gino would be like, Bugsy, we go easy today. We go easy today, Bugsy.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we had no problem.
I know.
But it was kind of like give Gino the puck, stay along the board, just get to the net, keep it simple, let him carry it up the ice, do his thing, create space for those guys. When you're playing with those guys, just create space, let them work their magic.
Yeah, man, he's so good. So you signed your big ticket with Tampa. Were you negotiating with Pittsburgh? Were you thinking it was going to get it done? Were you calling Mario and be like, Mario, come on, let's get this contract done here.
31.
I'm a hometown kid, but you had to go get your contract in Tampa, man. You signed what, $31 million or something like that?
Yeah, it actually came up to sign like before that year too, because Ray was like, "Hey, you've been a good player on these bad teams, but can you be a good player on a good team?" And that year, I had my best year, and then I think they thought they were going to sign Hossa. So they end up trading my rights to Tampa. And I'm looking at it from my position. I know you had Vinny and Stammer coming in, and I'm looking just as for like the two centers I could possibly play with. And then after the playoff run, the body was hurting. So I'm like, I guess if I had to go play hockey and stay in Florida, that'd be pretty good spot. But I originally, I think looking back, your Hossa and all that money, they're like, we can't, you're not part of the puzzle, So I'm like, I just kind of was like, okay. But I did, feel that even after like our last game, we lost in game 6 in Pittsburgh. I mean, I probably sat in my stall there for a good 30 minutes after with my jersey on, knowing it was the last time kind of wearing that Penguin sweater. So, and as you said, like I grew up there. I was like pretty much born into those colors and team. So be able to play there and represent Pittsburgh was a tremendous honor. And those black and gold, I'm still surprised there's not more cities that have all the same professional teams wear the same colors.
Yeah, I get that. I think it's kind of cool they do that.
Yeah, in Pittsburgh. So, yeah, those colors are special. So ideally, I think Hossa was, we thought for sure. I mean, I thought he would sign back in Pittsburgh too. I don't know why you wouldn't. Then to see him take a 1-year deal in Detroit, it was like, whoa.
I know, that was crazy. And he was like in the final every year. Like no matter what team he played for, he just kept going to the Stanley Cup final,
Yeah, no, I know. And then lost, and then Chicago finally won. I was like, oh man. And he is a great player in person too. But to see him not sign in Pittsburgh, I'm like, you got to see Sid and Gino play. Like you would play with one of those guys.
Shit.
Why do you think he didn't sign there?
He literally said he thought Detroit had a better chance. That's why he took a 1-year deal back with Zetterberg and Datsuk. Because
they're good too. Fuck.
And then Pittsburgh won the next year, right? Didn't Pittsburgh win the next year
Detroit.
Against Detroit?
Yes.
So he lost to Detroit for Pittsburgh. Goes to Detroit, then loses to Pittsburgh. Yes. Come on now.
It's crazy.
It worked out for him. He got 3 cups.
Right.
He got 3 cups in Chicago.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's good. It was glad to see him get that one in Chicago. He was a good teammate, good player.
So what'd you do when you negotiated that $31 million contract, like that night, were you just like, all right, let's fucking go? Like, what are we doing?
I'm honestly trying to think. I don't think at the time I had my one boy for sure, Will Dog. And I think I was just like in shock again. It was like, man, I'm getting paid a bunch of money for it. It just happened so fast.
Yeah.
And it was just, you can take care of your family. That's where I think now, and you realize what the game's done for us to give back, especially even my bad days. I always had that big picture in mind of, with our veterans and what they do to provide this freedom for us to play a game for a living. It's pretty crazy. So to have the opportunity now to give back and, cherish what the game's given me is what it's all about. So it's been amazing, a ride so far.
What about the Olympics 2010? We just had Brendan Morrow on, man. He won on the other side, but we've had a bunch of guys who played in that Olympics, man, both Canada and U.S. Amazing gold medal game. It was just an incredible game, and Crosby obviously got the game winner. We've had Ryan Miller on talking about it too, but just to be a part of that group, put that jersey on, like, were you expecting to make the team? Like, and did you just take in the entire experience looking back on it now? Do you feel like you appreciated the opportunity?
Oh yeah, definitely appreciated the opportunity. I mean, definitely, I went out. The goal was to make the team that year. I had a good start to the season. I think with just as Pittsburgh, just like my kind of area or box to fill. There wasn't too many other U.S. guys that could, I guess, do what I was doing. So I think that helped. Just kind of having some bigger size, especially when we're going to be playing against Canada. But to be playing in Canada as well, like we wanted to make that whole country cry, to put them in a deep depression. And it was great because I actually like that. Just the atmosphere in game was still one of the most memorable games, to be a part of with the speed and just having it zip around and being on the ice with all those guys. And I think I just is like being next to Sid in the locker room and seeing him like miss the little garbage, and then all of a sudden the bottle will just magically bounce back up and in. You're like,
he's got a higher being looking after him.
Yeah, like come on. Yeah, so I was like, I guess we had to lose. I guess it'd be Sid, scoring the goal. So I didn't feel that bad, but I thought like just with the way our team came together. In that game, actually, I thought we played better than the game we beat them earlier in the qualifying round. But yeah, it's just the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, to be able to put on the red, white, and blue for the Olympics was something I never dreamt of, and definitely feel just a privilege to be part of the team and represent the American game.
I feel like he's so kind of perfect, Sid. And like I know. Like there is a higher being, like he's like I don't know what the fuck it is, but I kind of want to be a part of that. But like when he was young though, did like anybody of the older guys like have to sit him down and yell at him, or did he get called out for anything? I can't see it happening. It had to though.
Rex was there. Rex would give it back to him.
Oh,
and
really?
Rex, because sometimes, early on, he is just so passionate, and that's where people like, especially in Philadelphia, the whole crybaby stuff or whatever they're feeding off of.
Yeah.
But it was because like he did get a stick in the face a few times, and like no calls, and it's just something for the fans to get him going. But I'm like, you're poking the bear. Like he is just determined to win, and is really at anything.
Hatcher did that. I remember.
Yeah.
Big Marion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, any young kid coming in the league, you're like, okay, kid, you got to earn it. Like you're playing against men now. This isn't, juniors.
He did cry a lot. He did though.
First couple years,
he cried a lot
to the refs.
He did
after the whistle and shit.
Yeah,
but whatever. Yeah. He's still putting up 100 points.
He's getting mauled.
He was getting mauled, but I mean, that's where he was. I think just competitive and like even just his drive. Like, he didn't care. He's just saying, I want it. So what?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. And then he just calmed down. He's overcome some injuries and shit. Hey, is it true you told your agent that you would never sign with the Flyers? Is that true? Like you wouldn't go. What if they offered you
come on
$6.5 a year?
Yeah, dude.
You're going to Philly. Are you saying you'd never go there?
5.5 somewhere else. I go 5.5 to Florida.
It'd be worth 7.
You'd probably make more money down there.
Texas, yeah,
exactly.
No shit.
No, it was honestly just, I mean, growing up in Pittsburgh, like the black and gold, like that is just the one rivalry, like. And that's where I didn't even realize until like I was in Tampa first game back. I put money on the board. We're in Philly, but I'm wearing the Tampa sweater. And I'm like, oh, this is like best place to play because they're like just throwing stuff at you. You got a 4-year-old like flipping you off. You're like, what is going on? And then Tampa, you go out and it's not even close to the same atmosphere. I was just like, oh, forgot. Like I'm not even wearing the same colors, But it was just that great rivalry. I mean, it was all, good and respectful, but it's just like getting you going for those big games where, you're going to get, it is just be a good battle. It was always exciting.
Hey, what'd you think of Vasilevsky? Like the first time you saw, I remember Ben Bishop, and I'm curious what you thought of Bish too, man. Like he was like in his prime, and he was like, dude, we've got this guy, Vasilevsky, who's going to be the best goalie in the world. Like, this guy is incredible. And this is another goalie saying that about a guy who he knows is probably going to take his job within the next year or two, and he's still saying that about him. Like, did you feel the same about Vasilevsky, and did you get along with Bish, man? Were you guys good buddies?
Yeah, Bish we got along good with. Vasi, I was just on my way out when he was coming in, but everyone talked about his work ethic, his like 9 to 5 job. He is studying video. He's like they have to kick him out of the rink practically.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, he definitely prepares and battles for it and earns it. So, but I mean, Bish was a great teammate. I know he just dealt with some injuries here at the end of his career. But yeah, he was another amazing goalie that the Bolts had. So yeah, you could see like, wow, you got an all-star goalie, but you're gonna have to get rid of the one all-star goalie for this another guy coming, which is that's just the way the business goes, unfortunately.
Speaking of injury, how are you feeling? Because like, anytime we get a guest on, man, I look up all your shit. You got some big time goals, some great plays, but fuck, man, you would fight everybody. You got caught a couple times with some big time hits, man. You're fighting goddamn Sheldon Surrey and John Erskine. You're goddamn crazy. How are you feeling?
Those are learning lessons. Those are life lessons.
My gosh. Your body okay though?
Body is, I try to move it every day. If I don't move it or do something, then it gets going. But I still got some injuries. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Your head okay?
Head is, I think so. My wife
the main thing.
No, yeah. I know. I think that's where it's been exciting with, diving in with the foundation and the mental health stuff is also like just trying to understand like I need to make better choices, and I think that's where even my faith, I never really had a great relationship with I would just say God before, and that has helped steer me in this new positive road where laying off the booze as much and just getting into things that are healing my soul. So that's been powerful.
So listen, you overcame some personal stuff though, man. You dealt with some shit. Like how much of a low point was that? How'd you get through that? Like your teammates help you? Was it your family? Like were you just ready to turn the page? Maybe it was a wake up call. Like how did you handle that in your life at the time just to kind of get back on track?
Yeah, I think it was just we don't realize it. I guess there's the culture we're in, and then even like my family's from the Miramichi up in New Brunswick, so we always have late night Crown Royals, lobster feeds till the sun comes up, and that's just what we do. But my wife is like, "Oh, are you going to do this?" When she first met my family, are you going to do this all the time? I'm like, "What?" Like, I don't know when I'm going to see him again. Of course, like we don't know. But you dive into really like, okay, hard liquor, these are carcinogens, these are cancer causing things we are doing to ourselves as well. So I think just gaining some knowledge and ultimately, like I said, that relationship with God now has filled my heart. Not necessarily any type of religion, but just getting down on my knees saying, hey, I can't do this on my own anymore, and opening myself up to this higher power to help guide me in a better direction, and not feel the weight of all my mistakes that people I've hurt in the past and those things. So I tried to have that relationship and just move forward, day by day, and make better choices. I mean, that's what it comes down to. You have the power inside you to control, your own destiny, right? If you can put things in a line, things to become a better person. It's, you have certain patterns that you realize, oh, this always makes me do this. Or even like coming into Florida the first time, I was like, oh, Sunday, I'm going to barbecue. You crack open a few cold ones. That's just what you do. And all of a sudden it's a month later, you're like, man, I've drank every day. You don't even realize that it's even a thing, it's just a habit sometimes. So that's definitely helped me kind of move forward. And I think I just got certified at John Maxwell. I'm not sure if you know who he is. He's kind of like a leadership guru. I got like a certified coaching certificate through his program. And he has all this like content and resources just to become a better leader and personal growth stuff that I'm trying to learn. So then I'll be able to offer this veteran community or build a community online where people that want to grow and overcome their challenges, we can kind of do it in a a good, safe community where all can lean on each other.
So after that, was that like a breaking point where you like, okay, did you have to go to rehab, or were you like, okay, I don't need rehab, but I need something? And that's how you found God or a group that led you into that. But before that, were you very religious?
No. I would say not religious. I mean, I was like grown up Catholic, did the communion thing, but that's,
Yeah.
and then hockey comes in, and then hockey is like your weekends and trying to, takes you away from that side of thing. And that's where I think that purpose, your identity is hockey. When you realize, like, when you hear, it's like amazing to see all these other, NFL players now speaking up about their faith. I especially notice, like, in the playoffs, like, hey, my purpose, I'm not a football player. Like, I'm just a child of God here to spread light and love. And this is my platform to do it. So when they retire, they're not going to probably have a hard as transition, whereas if this is all we do and are, then you take that away from us. It's like, oh, shit, who am I now? What am I supposed to do? And, so for me, it was after like the DUI incident that NHL went out to like rehab, and that's where I was like, man, everyone should go out to rehab. They had like a personal cook, they had personal trainer, you had one-on-one sessions to really learn about yourself and your patterns, and I mean, I was really like, geez, everyone should do this. I thought, just
how much was that though? Like, did the NHLPA pay for that, or do you?
The PA pay for that? Yeah, I mean, we were very fortunate it was like in a nice place to do that. And I know there's other ones that aren't, or people just can't even afford maybe some of those higher end ones, which is another problem. But I think being out there and going to some meetings and hearing other stories, and then one thing that stuck with me there was someone came in late to a meeting, and they had a guest speaker on. He's telling his story, and then they open up for questions. And then someone that came in last was like, "Oh man, I was just about, I had like the bottle in my hand. I'm ready to go back to these old ways." And then now we connected. Like, what a coincidence! And this guy was like, "Well, I don't believe in coincidences. These are Godcidences. These are signs you can take from them and learn from them, or there's something is teaching you something if you look at it that way." So I thought that was very powerful, and that's always stuck with me. And then I mean, it was just a few years ago I got baptized, so I kind of gave myself to God in that regard, and that's been the biggest change in me, is just kind of that relationship with God that I never had before. So that's slowly, I feel like, changed my heart, and those desires of drinking and doing those other bad choices have kind of just gone away, and now been filled with this more fulfilling opportunity to serve others and be a part of something greater than yourself, which is, I think, just our hockey family, and seeing what we all can do together and how we can make a positive change in all of our communities. It's just a little ripple effect. I think it's time for like the hockey community to step up in that mental health space, especially with Kolsov and like, Simon, those last leaks, like we just mentioned, like, we can do a lot of positive things in the communities. And I know hockey guys are kind of scared to speak up sometimes, but at the end of the day, too, we got to stand up for what's right,
Yeah, and go ahead, man. I mean,
Well,
a couple more things. You've been great, man.
Yeah, dude.
We'll let you go.
You're awesome. I'm going to be seeing you this weekend too, man. But when you get baptized, like, I always think it's just like a kid coming in and they just like pour water on you. But like, when you're your size, do you go in like a river or something?
Yeah,
no, I'm dead serious on this.
Yeah, you can do it.
What'd they do with you?
Anywhere.
The ocean?
It's a big pool in the church.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
in the church. Okay.
Yeah,
Just curious.
In the church. Yeah. So,
Hey.
but it was cool. That's where I first heard of that John Maxwell over in Stewart. That's where it's all kind of connected.
Man.
Are you do you drink alcohol now at all? Like, can you have a
No,
casual?
but I'll have like maybe a glass of wine, but not. I just keep it in
Under
gear
control.
one. Yeah.
Good for you,
otherwise, man. Yeah. So before, I mean, even it's crazy. I was talking to Bernie Nichols at the Lemieux event. I'm like, even how you, after the practice, sometimes you just think about that beer and you get those bubbles on your tongue. You're like, and then I'm like, that desire just went away. I'm like, I don't know. It's from learning more information about really what's healthy for us and not, even more so. But it's kind of those urges have gone away. So it's like, holy geez.
You might have to do your due diligence this weekend and talk to a lot of these guys.
Good.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
I'm throwing in the fire, but it's been good. And that's where I think it's, but at the end of the day, like that's where you realize too, you're at the bar with your buddies and you're out your club soda. People don't even realize anyway
exactly. Put a lime in there. No one even knows.
Exactly. Even it doesn't
say
matter.
a word.
He's a good drunk. He had 15 of these seltzers.
Hey, we've got a lot of people who from Sheldon Surrey on, man. We've had a lot of guys come on and talk about their personal journey, man. And respect to all you guys, man, who you do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's great that you're able to do that and have that type of willpower. A few more things, though, man, before we let you go.
You're awesome, dude.
Because I wanted to ask you, so the buyout in Tampa, like, were you expecting that? Did that rock you? And when you went to New York, like, where was your head at? Like, did you feel like you could rediscover your hockey game, or were you done at that point mentally from a mental standpoint?
Yeah, I think I knew it was coming. Stevie was great about just even our leadership group. Even when we had to trade downs, he brought us in, like the kind of leadership group, and understood what was happening. And I definitely have a lot of respect for him for that. Same thing with the buyout. Even after I got in trouble, he's like, Bugsy, I know who you are as a person. I think you're a great guy. It's just, things it wasn't going to work out. So I wasn't shocked by any means for them to move on from me and, bring in some other pieces. So I think going to New York was, looking back, New York gave me, a guaranteed money and a contract, where I know Pittsburgh just gave me a tryout. And like looking back, like, oh, maybe I should have gone just for the tryout. So I felt great at camp. And I actually had a good camp, but I think they wanted me more just that, Tanner Glass and myself, just to kind of be more of the fighters. And then Marty was on the team too. I'm like, it's like, Bugs, you don't need to fight. I'm like, well, Marty, I think I might have to make the team. Like, but he's like, oh, show him your skill. I'm like, anyway, so that didn't work out.
Yeah, well.
And then I ended up down in Hartford, which is where my dad played for the Whalers, and hearing like the Brass Bonanza song and all that stuff, which is bringing back just like childhood memories, kind of ending my career there. And then it was just a random middle of the week game. Someone mouthed off to me. I would normally like punch them in the face, and I'm just like, I don't have that fire in me whatsoever.
Yeah, dude. Yep.
Fired
so
out.
Just know.
I know.
So I was like, what am I doing?
It's
so
over.
It's time to move on. There's no fire left.
You tried to have a comeback though. You tried to make you wanted to come back and make that Olympic team a few years back, right?
18. That was I thought that was my best camp in a while, and I ended up making their. They do like a skating test and stuff. Like I was like, it was crazy to even just get that opportunity and fun to come back. But I was like, geez, I think I can actually try to make the team. But I ended up got to play down in the minors there a little bit, have some fun, and I went to Germany for like a US tournament there. But yeah, that was.
Were you sober though then? Whenever you
yeah, I would say I wouldn't say sober, but I would have
you found
was settled down.
Yeah, okay. You didn't okay, I get you.
Yeah.
Toned it down.
But you did in 04 real quick. You did go to like 3 different fucking countries. I'm thinking you went to Finland. You're like, I'm bored with this. Let me go to Italy. Yeah, I'm bored with this. Let's go to Swiss and check it out.
That's exactly what it was.
I know.
It was awesome. It was cool to see. I mean, just see hockey all over the continent. That's where the hockey parents too is like, if your kid wants to play, like there is a job out there for him, but it might be in the United States, But if he loves it, he'll continue it somewhere,
Yeah.
So, and I think the cool thing about an 18 coming back and not making the Olympic team, but at least my boys saw me train, and like I was putting in like 2 a days and get after it, and then they were like, "Oh, aren't you mad you didn't make it?" I'm like, "Well, I don't have any regrets. Like I gave it, like they went with
gave it everything.
College kids, which they probably should have.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, at least I'm not sitting on the couch thinking maybe I could have, So it was good to have them a little older and see me, get after it, and even come up short, it was okay because it was like this is all I got. So
you're like, don't worry, boy, like son, like the 25-year-old dad would have made that team. Don't you worry.
No
about
shit,
that.
baby, grinding the net.
So are your kids players? They play hockey?
My oldest does. My youngest doesn't anymore. So, but yeah, he's just kind of getting into it, But I never like pushed him in the summers. Like summers, he would just show up at tryouts and try out. He wouldn't do anything all summer. So it is. I'm like, you put in whenever you get out. Like if you want to do this in the summer, then you gotta put in the work. To be on a better team. That's just how life goes.
Steve Ott always says, "You want to know why they call it a tryout?" I'm like, what's that? He goes, "You got to try, and if you don't, then you're out."
You're out.
I like that. That.
Well, maybe me and you should do like a little play fight just to get the crowd going a little bit.
Cam's trying to find someone to do this with them, so
I don't want Stu
gets
Grimson.
all the attention.
We got Stu Grimson out there. There's Jesse Bowleries, and I'm like, God, Ryan Malone's on that team. Maybe me and him can kind of do that. Just to help. Hey, we're raising money for a good cause, Ryan. So we might have to step up to the plate a little bit.
Until like I accidentally jab you and then I see the wires crossed.
No. I'm all right. I'm not going to hurt that pretty face of yours, but we'll put on a show one way or the other, man. Dude, you're the man, dude. Yeah. I can't wait to see you this weekend, man. We're going to have a good time, dude. We are. Yeah,
that's and I would just give a shout out to I think the Blues alumni. Like I feel like they're one of the pinnacles all the alumni can learn from, and then with the power we have when we come together. A lot of I think alumni aren't dialed in, so bringing everyone there to see how you guys do it will be a good inspiration for these other alumni chapters to kind of kick them in the butt a little bit, saying, "Hey, look what we can do together."
Get going, baby.
Time,
we all need each other. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh yeah, man.
But all right, I'm very excited and happy to be part of it.
Cool. Can't wait to see you, man.
All the best, man. We'll see you this weekend.
Right on, buddy.
Sounds good, fellas.
Thanks, Bugsy.
See you, homeboy.
All right, love you.
Yeah. See you, buddy.
The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy,
Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. All right, that was Bugsy Malone. Great career. Scored a lot of goals and goals. And his dad played in the NHL as well.
Yeah.
And he's good buddies with Mario.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Grew up in Pittsburgh area.
Yeah.
Got drafted by Pittsburgh. Dad played for Pittsburgh. He had a pretty good thing going right off the bat.
Talked about Coop showing up to team parties.
That was odd. And I love Coop, but you don't want your
coach... if you know Coop back in the day.
Andy, you don't...
It's so his style to...
yeah, but you don't want your coach at
I don't think... and you don't. But I don't think he... And he was different, but I don't think he's doing that anymore.
Yeah, but you just don't want that.
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay.
Love you, Coop.
Love you, Coop, man. You're cool as hell, dude. And even after a loss, Coop right off the bat said, "Hey, talked about Bob Cole."
Oh, can we give Bob Cole a shout out?
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever called any of your games, but
he didn't.
I don't know if he called any of your games.
So I'm sure you have a story about growing up with him and stuff like that. Yeah, he did call my games for sure. But you give him a shout out. The last thing you want to do is think about other people in a situation when you just lose.
Yeah.
And he did, and I just like that. Just don't go to team parties. That's all.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Bugsy's cool as shit, though.
Bugsy's about as cool as you can get. Handsome bugger. Good God. Tan as hell. Tats everywhere. Golf. He was fun, man. I like talking with him.
Made money.
Made good money. Got jammed up a little bit. Partied a little bit. Got jammed up.
It's all good. Okay. Overcame it,
dude. I think he found Jesus.
Does a lot of, I think he did some religion. He told me this is the first time he's ever opened up about his testimony.
I go, yeah, because he got baptized again.
That. Yeah. But he does a lot of work for mental illness, dude.
Yeah, no, he does. I see him all over the place.
He's really an advocate for that and does a lot of real quality work in the community.
Listen, you just know when a good dude's a good dude.
He's a good dude, man.
You just hear everybody's like, you bring up, hey, Ryan Malone, like, oh,
he's the best.
Cool as hell.
He's the best.
Instead of being like, yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Now, you just know when you talk to a hockey guy, hey, man, how's Andy? Oh, he's the best.
Hey, what'd you think of Ryan Malone?
Yeah, he's a good guy. That's when
we got along pretty well.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Any hesitation, there's something.
They wouldn't say that about Bugsy, dude.
No, they're like, oh.
So you didn't.
They're like, Camera.
You didn't.
He's the coolest. When I love it when they say, Cam, you would like him. I'm like, I got that.
What do you think they're saying?
He's just cool.
Who's going to win the cup?
Rangers.
Oh, God. Really?
Get on with yourself.
They didn't get pushed enough in the first round. That's going to hurt them.
That could be true.
It's going to hurt them.
That could be true.
Got a long layoff.
That could be
Although
true.
there's no close series. Are we going to have a Game 7?
I hope so.
Everyone's up.
Good call on that too, Andy. Yeah.
Unless Tampa Bay can push this to 6.
I ain't Game 7 though.
I know, but at least you get a 6er. Can Nashville, who had no business losing the last 2 games?
No business.
Vancouver had 12 shots on goal in Game 3.
12 shots
and they
on
win
goal.
the game.
Third goalie though. You playing your third goalie.
Hey, the overtime winner, Nashville gave up to Vancouver. Mm-hmm. It was Elias Lindholm who scored the goal.
Yeah, nice little play in front.
Brock Besser had the 2 goals down the stretch. Yep. One of them was with just under 3 minutes to go in the game. So it wasn't like they scored 2 goals in the final minute. There was a lot of hockey left. I mean, that's a long time to be on your heels, man.
Oh, God. That 3 minutes left to go in the game?
With Quinn Hughes and JT Miller
had the puck
running it up top.
He's just circling around.
Circling around.
Who would you rather have, Adam Fox or Quinn Hughes? Go.
Probably Quinn Hughes. Skates better.
God, Adam Fox was pretty good the other night.
He's so good. He's a Norris Trophy winner, and arguably, remember what Clayton Keller told us about him? When Clayton Keller came on with us?
He pumped him up, yep.
He was like, I was telling teams in my draft meetings, you need to draft this guy.
I know.
I don't think anyone ever took Adam Fox to the 3rd round. I think he was drafted by Calgary.
Calgary?
And then forced his way to New York from Harvard. He was a Harvard kid.
Damn. He wouldn't be able to get in Harvard right now with those psycho protesters. There's people in college right now that didn't get to, when your first year you get a celebration and they couldn't do it because of COVID, and now these fucking psychopaths are fucking, pardon my language, in blocking everything off so they can't even graduate. So you didn't get your, what is it called when you first, your
associate's degree?
When you first go to a college, you get a little celebration that you're there. You miss that.
Orientation.
You miss that. And then you miss your graduation because of psychopaths. Psychotic. The police aren't messing around anymore.
The game-winning goal.
I love it.
Cam is
Ryan O'Reilly didn't have his guy.
He's blaming Ryan O'Reilly.
Not on the whole
First off, if you watch that whole shift, I don't know what Nashville they're
settle down.
No, they're losing every race to every puck.
Just calm down.
They're not doing anything. Nashville, they just quit playing.
Get the puck out of the zone.
Yossi had an opportunity to clear the puck on the tying goal.
He didn't.
But the game
right
winner,
yeah.
You had a defenseman in the corner, and then I believe it was Luke Shen, who vacated the front of the net. He chased behind the net, and then O'Reilly was trying to get there. But isn't that on?
Yeah, but you got to figure
Shen.
Dude, everybody's moving
because O'Reilly was kind of high in the zone.
Get down then
at the wall.
That's the most dangerous spot.
I know, dude.
And I love Ryan O'Reilly.
But dude, they were not they were sleeping.
Totally.
They weren't working hard. They had no second or third effort. They were losing every puck race.
You got football players in the stands crushing booze out of catfish and
Their
shit.
daughters are.
There's beautiful women in the stands win that fucking game. Man.
Win that game for them.
Win that game for the fans down there. I love the Nashville fans.
Was it Sissons who missed the empty net?
Yes, hit the post.
Reminded
he hit the post.
Me of
That's it. God.
What happened with the Dallas Stars years ago?
I'm not going to lie to you, though. Oh, with Stefan?
Yeah.
Patrick Stefan?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. We got to get him on, too, by the way. I think that'd be great. That'd be a great guest.
We talked to Marty Turco about that play.
Yeah. Patrick Stefan would be a great guest.
Okay.
Just kind of see what's up.
A lot of guys.
Yeah. We got a lot of options. Yeah. And if you guys have anything you want to tell us about what we could do differently, let us know.
And if you're a player who listens to the podcast, dude,
can I give Connor McMichael a shout out?
Dude,
he's cool, man. He texts me.
I love Connor McMichael.
He's like, Cameron, I'm a big fan. And he's been scoring goals. He played with Osh.
That boy, Mac. We got a lot of guys actually from the Caps we're going to be bringing on.
Yeah.
Because Charlie Lindgren's my boy, too.
Yeah, Sideburns, baby. Let's go.
And Pat Girotti, all those guys.
Yeah, Maxie boy. Yep, I like him a lot.
Oshie would come on, but...
I fucked that up, didn't I? What'd I do?
Just call him, dude.
I will.
Okay.
I don't know why he's mad.
We got to get out of here. I have to go to a funeral, actually.
All right, let's go.
But the Cam and Strick podcast is fueled by First Form. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Get that peanut butter pie bar. Get the greens. Get the fruits.
Protein sticks
Get the protein sticks.
Makes you horny.
Get the level 1 protein. You can get the Formula 1. Meal replacements. All the post-workout stuff, man.
Here's a deodorant I wear. It's the best.
Is that women's?
Yes.
You wear women's deodorant?
God, it's dang good.
Is that antiperspirant?
No white marks either.
Oh,
Don't want
God.
that. This is what
That's women's, dude.
I know.
Do you really wear women's?
Yeah,
How do
I do.
Why? Your wife told you to
better.
Get out of here.
It works better.
You mind if I try it?
Yeah.
Yeah, gross. Dude.
No, it's going, God dang it, Andy.
Would you really let? Oh, it's a spray.
Fresh
It's
as a daisy.
It's a spray.
Yeah. Damn good.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Get there today. Yoink.
Yoink.
Hat launch.
Hat launch. Hook up your kids, man. They got that birthday party. They want the same gear on. Go to Hat Launch. They got a baseball team. They all want the same kind of hats. Go to Hat Launch. Go to Hat Launch for anything you want to go for. You got hats. You got all kinds of apparel. They will take care of you. They're the real deal. They work their ass off, and they got damn good products.
Hat launch.
Hat Launch. Check them out.
Hat launch.
So all y'all know.
At Bellman, you get no.
Swinging dicks. None of that bullshit. None of that.
Say hi to Dale.
Dale, God dang it.
Say hi to Danny Boy.
Danny, get Dale on, okay?
He's running the show, Danny.
And
over
Kenny, get Dale in line, and then get Kenny back in
there.
line.
Where are they located?
Troy.
Buick GMC, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, all in Troy, right across the street from one another. They got something for everybody.
Damn good stuff.
Illinois Recovery Center, man. There's a bed waiting for you. If you know someone in your life that needs the help, or if you need the help,
You do know
800-793 or 7430971.
You do know somebody. Don't act like you don't.
Yeah,
You do.
of course you do.
You do. Trust me.
So check out Illinois Recovery Center. man.
Got to.
They got a
IRC.
bed waiting for you. Cam just went out there and visited.
Yep. I love doing it, man. I might do that more often with other
We should bring
places.
those boys. We should bring them in here one time.
Chrissy and Eric? Yeah. Chrissy's, his daddy fucking ref me, man, back in the day.
Hell yeah.
Let me fucking get away with murder. Pardon my language again to the grown men.
You shouldn't say that.
Oh, his daddy would let me do anything. And I'd be like, dude, sorry about that, Pondy. I'd be like, oh, you're good, you're good.
Me too, bye.
Bam! See ya. Sit down. I love it, man.
Look at how green it is out here.
We know your grass is green. Good God, so is mine. My house looks like I'm in Ireland right now. Hey, did you see that weirdo in that video, that weirdo pedophile looking dude?
Oh, God.
That's just sitting there, and his son apparently is right next to him, and they're like getting filmed, somebody else, and his daddy looked at his son and started like licking his ear. Like,
Oh, God. No, I did not see
yes.
that.
And now they're like, who is this guy?
From what game?
It's just a weird thing.
What are you watching?
It's just all over the internet. This weirdo guy
Okay.
licked. Oh my God.
You might have to take that out.
Why?
That's weird.
It's all over the place.
Is it really on
Yes, and they're trying to find this guy.
there? Well, hope they find it.
I know. The guy's licking his ear like
Did
sexually.
the kid know the dad?
I don't know. It's really odd, dude.
Why do you have to end the show like that?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to fucking protect the children.
I know, but like you just ended it. Like
I'm sorry.
Trying to get out of here.
I'm sorry. Check that out. Really odd.
Maddie, Half
I love
Coast Studios,
Half Coast Studios,
Brody,
baby.
everybody, man. Amos.
Amos, I called him the other day. He's got to call me back. Amos, I love you. You're doing a damn good job.
Hell yeah, Amos.
I retweet all your stuff, Amos.
Amos is running our social media, dude, doing an incredible
Damn good.
job.
Jason
We
McCarthy,
love you,
too.
Amos. Jason, Brody.
Pardon my
Maddie.
language. I love all you guys. We just shoot the breeze for 30 minutes, then we get into
Alex.
hockey. Alex, I love you guys. All you your new fans of the show.
Yeah, welcome
This is
in.
what we do. We love you guys, man.
Yes.
We'll entertain the hell out of you. That's what we do.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hey, have a great day, everybody.
See you guys. Be cool.